I just come.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to Vino Entertainment TV, which is based on gun violence, firearm violence, domestic violence. We do feed the homeless, and we also we help the ones that's being violated. Vino Entertainment TV is always out in the community, having fun, interacting, and showing out with everybody else. We laugh, we talk, and that's what we do. But anyway, let's get ready and get started, and we're gonna cut it up. Let's go. Oh, hey, Tank. My bad. Hey, boo boo. What's going on? I'm glad you can make it. Man, I'm so glad you can make it. I'm very glad. Hey. Hey, what's up, Cassandra? Cassandra, she's feeding her face. She's getting her eat on. See, that's how you gain a little weight, see. But see, you'll lose that weight because you're always outside, running your lawnmower and everything. But yeah. But anyway, hey Sarah, Lorenzo, my brother. I thank you all for coming in. So I'm just waiting on Cassandra. We're gonna get started. We're gonna talk about the Project 25. We're gonna talk about these crazy people, what's going on in this world. And before I get started, I was on Facebook earlier, and this mom posted today. Today is the 10th. She said, and she posted, her son been missing since July the 4th, and they are now just speaking about it. And they were asked, why are they now just speaking about it? And they said that because because of they didn't want the people looking at them. They didn't want to be looked at the present time. Hold on. So now they don't know where he's at. And I promise you, he's about 11, 12. So I don't understand. Hey, A family, how y'all doing? How you and your family doing? A family. But yeah, so I don't know what they was doing or what they could have been thinking about what happened, but yeah, that's what happened. So y'all keep y'all kids safe. They got these predators out here taking care of these kids, taking these kids away. Let's go. Y'all take care of y'all babies. Love your kids. Sarah said there's 101 in Cali. There's a 101 in Cali, Sarah. Miss Carrie, how are you doing? Welcome. Well, I'm thinking that no one's really paying Project 25, Project 2025 in attention. If y'all could, you can go to your Google and Google it, or you can go to thank you, Miss Carrie, or you can go and different websites and look it up. But if you think for 1 minute that this is not going to move you in any kind of way, or it's going to move you, they say it's about 800 pages. I'm not for sure. But if you are retirement, Social Security, your retirement Social Security, any kind of Social Security benefits that you're getting, they may be getting cut off. Right now, they have cut off 100,000 people off of Social Security disability, even the blind people, even the one that's really disabled. Now, my thing is, how are you gonna take a blind person off of Social Security? I want to know, because I don't see it happening. But I keep hearing that everything I'm hearing is not right. But I only believe what my eyes show me. My eyes showed me that it's going to be a lot of problems on certain ends. Now, if certain things might not affect us, it might affect like the more politicians, but believe you, there's things that's going to affect us. You know, we got to wake up. It's called wake up. Wake up, my black people. Wake up, my people, period. Wake up, wake up, wake up. We have so many recalls on our food. We have so many recalls on our sodas now, the coffee beans. Now, when have you ever known they having recalls on coffee beans? You know, so my thing and my thinking is that there got to be something wrong with the soil or what they plant the seeds in or how they processing. The machines must be not be correct. I mean, something wrong with the machines. Or there's something not right. Something's not right. Too many products is being recalled. And by so many recalls, some of the distributors are going out of business. They're going out of business. So you can also find that recall list on Google. So I advise you to go on Google, look at that recall list, and look at what you do eat and what you don't eat. They have numbers on there that I guess numbers that you can identify by what's what they got listed in the paper, what's wrong. I guess the barcodes or the numbers or whatever. They got some of those listed. You go by some of those numbers that's listed. But we got to wake up, y'all. We got to do better. We got to do better. And then not only that, when I say we, I'm not just talking about my race. I'm talking about all races, everybody, because it's gonna affect everybody. Everybody gonna be affected. Salute, just me, TT. Salute, baby. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be so hard. And y'all think things are hard now? You think it's hard now? You think that how we remember how we just left the Mexicans? Oh, it'd be about 10 of them in the house. And it might be about 2 or 3 women, 4 women there in the house, may not go to work. They be there cleaning the house up, making things that the house is clean and the clothes and things of that sort. The men would go to work. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We gonna be in that same predicament. Again, we gonna be in the same predicament, sharing our house with our relatives. That's how bad things are gonna get. That's how bad it's going to get. So if you're not woke now, you better wake up. And if you notice and you've been following me, everything I've been talking about before before it happened in the show for sure happened, I've talked about it already. We spoke about it right here on Vino Entertainment TV. We talked about everything right here on Vino Entertainment TV. I make sure I inform my subscribers, and I don't call y'all my subscribers. Y'all my friends. I call my friends that I love, and I tell them, I tell y'all what's going on. And when I tell y'all what's going on, maybe about a month, 2 months down the line, bam, here it comes. It sure happens. It happens. So I don't inform you on anything that's not correct over here at Vino Entertainment TV, because everything we do our research. We make sure it's correct before we even speak on it. Before we speak on it. I'm telling y'all, get it together. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up. And we think that we got a lot of time to spare and chill and mess around. You ain't got that much time, baby. Time is limited. Time is not on our side. It's not on our side at this time because we are close. We are real close. We're closer than what you think. Closer than what you think. I'm telling you, y'all better wake up. Don't be in denial. Don't be the one out there be calling me and ask me for some water. Because I'm going to have plenty of water. I got plenty of water. I got plenty of canned goods. Do you? You better get your beans in order, your rice in order, get all your stuff in order. You better get in order because you're going to be crazy. I'm telling you. Yes, Lorenzo, It's already crazy, and people not paying no attention. I'm telling y'all. You know, I told you about the lab meat. Bam, what happened? Come out, lab meats in the store. I was telling y'all about the how the data gonna be messed up after those spy balloons went up. Bam. All the internet messed up. The internet so screwed up right about now. It's internet just messed up. You see how your AT&T cell phones not working when it wasn't working that day? Y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that day y'all AT&T phones wasn't working? Y'all remember that? Do y'all know AT&T done been hacked? Yeah, they've been hacked. Did y'all know that? Y'all didn't know that, did you? I know. I know y'all didn't know that. Guess what? You gonna learn today. And I'm glad y'all are here at Vino Entertainment TV, because guess what? We gonna give you some knowledge. And I think somebody's at my back door. Oh, let me get my bat. Lord have mercy. Where my bat at? Mm. I know it ain't no TT back there. Got TT in the chat. Girl, I'm coming. Hey, friend.
Hey, friend.
What's going on?
Nothing much.
Girl. So look at him. I was on Facebook today. You know, I'm always strolling, looking and reading stuff. And this lady put on there that her son been missing. He maybe about 12 years old, 11, 12, but he's a bad little boy, but he's just a little boy who's growing up to be a young man. This young boy been missing since July the 4th, and they just now reporting it today. I haven't got an Amber Alert on my phone. I hadn't heard it on TV, on no news, no 4, 8, 11, no news. I haven't seen it on the nightly news. That young man is still missing since July the 4th.
Because they don't make our kids a priority.
It's sad. It's sad, and
It's
they're
very
saying
sad.
they're saying, is a mom supposed to have a baby with her? I mean, that ain't the point. The point is he missing. You know, I don't care who he's supposed to be with, mama, daddy, but
Yeah.
the young man is just missing. You know, and he needs to be
So
found.
that's right. And they snatching up kids left and right. They don't care.
Yes, they are. They're snatching up kids. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
They don't
My sister,
care.
you've been keeping cool. You've been having plenty of war. You know, you at in the lawn service. So I want to make sure that your picture ain't fixed, Pat. You can where your picture at?
I'm trying to put, I got this new phone. I got to go through there and
Oh
find
yeah,
one.
girl, bless your heart, girl. You must ain't uploaded my pictures yet.
No,
That's what it is.
I got to sync everything.
Oh, okay. I understand. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So um, let's get started. Let's see, let's pull this up right quick. But while I'm pulling this up, let's just talk about the plane, the astronaut. It's up there it's up there in the sky. You do know? Okay, we talked about what happened, right?
Yeah.
Let's inform everybody, because I don't think everybody know what happened. What's going on with the aircraft? Okay, so as I say, I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of reading, and I heard on TV first. They said that the astronauts were stranded. I'm like, what? What did he say? I know he didn't say no astronauts stranded. So I rewinded a little bit. You know, I'm a little nosy. The astronauts are stranded on the moon. And then I heard them say, well, they're safe, and they're gonna be okay. They got 90 days worth of supply left of food. So it's only two people, one man and one woman. Cool. And as I finished, as I went on, did some more research, went on down the line, going to different articles, come to find out that the NASA is also included with the Boeing. And we all know that Boeing airplanes are all what? Trash right now.
But they keep on, but the government, NASA, the reason why it's Boeing with NASA is because Boeing keep getting them government contracts.
Hold on, man. I think I got TT at the back door back here. Hey, TT.
Hey, hey,
What?
hey, 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 Pat,
Hey,
how
sis,
you
what's
doing?
going on, girl?
Hey, TT.
I fixed that echo perk. I can
I
hear
was
y'all.
telling Pep about. Oh, we sound better now. We
I
sound
hope
better now,
so.
TT.
Yeah,
Okay.
do I sound
I was
better?
telling. Oh, most definitely. You sound even a little louder too. All right then.
Okay. All right,
I
all
was
right,
telling
all right.
Pep
Y'all know I got
about
that little tiny squeaky voice, so people be
I
like, I
know.
can't hear it.
I was telling Pep about how the NASA went to the moon and they can't get back. And Pep, they were saying that Boeing got some this Boeing merchandise. So Boeing is really screwed up right now. Boeing is running out of money because they're getting sued because they had like 357 people that got demised on the airplane.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Yep.
It's been a long time.
I'm trying to find. Hold on. I'm trying to find something on read see if I can find the right website. I'm gonna tell you how much money Boeing gets from the government right now.
So I don't understand why they're stuck. So they're stuck up there. So they're gonna be stuck for quite a while. So they've been there now 1 month. So they got 60 more days, or should have 60 more days of food supply for them to last up there on the moon. But let me tell you something. You know, I don't even know why we grew up there anyway. We shouldn't even be up there anyway, messing around.
Okay, so I'm
You
gonna tell
know.
you same when you told me about it. I'm gonna tell you same thing I said when you told me about it.
Okay.
If
I'm
they
listening.
went to the moon in 1969 and come back,
Mm-hmm.
oh, 50 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
they suppose they went to the moon, put the flag up there, Louis Armstrong, whatever the damn man name, whatever up there. All the technology that they got today, which is way more advanced, how they stuck up there.
That's what I said. No, for real. That's what I said. Why is these
Yeah, you did.
submarines and submarines getting plummeted down to the bottom of the ocean, getting stuck, losing oxygen? They sending them up to the moon. Like, what's going on? Don't sound right to me.
It don't sound right to me either. It don't sound right to me either. Make you say,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So they
Right.
got all this money. So why? I don't understand why they even. I don't even know why they should be stranded. They shouldn't even be stranded then. They shouldn't be, like you said, they shouldn't be stranded up there
Not at all. And
at
where's the
all.
backup? Where's the
Yeah.
backup shutters? Is that how you say them? The
Yeah.
backup rockets and stuff that they can
yeah,
take up there to go and rescue them people. Y'all
yeah.
said, wait a minute, if I'm not mistaken, she said 6.2 billion, no,
Mm,
trillion
mm.
dollars of US money is going into NASA and research. So why are malfunctionings happening like this if y'all been had the money? Y'all got the money.
Hmm.
What
Thank
y'all
you.
doing with the money? Or are y'all playing on our top as y'all usually do?
Playing on our
Thank
top
you.
as they usually do. That got to be what it is, because there is no way. All that money, now Boeing gonna be going out of business. They're gonna
Mm.
try to sell it for it and go out of business.
They,
I'm like, well, there won't be no more Boeing airplanes.
they ain't going out of business. Let me find. Let me. If I can find, think I'm on the right website. I'm gonna tell you right now the money Boeing getting from the government. I'm trying to make sure I'm on the right because there's a website you can go through and see all the contracts.
Yeah. I was trying to find some stuff today, but I couldn't find some stuff I couldn't find today. I was looking up trying to find some more information, do some more research on some stuff. But um yeah, we got to tell you it's if the and then what gets me is, we're not even really safe. I mean, how are we gonna be safe we're safe on ground, barely safe down here on the streets. But you can't be safe up in the air. That's a lot of a long way. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You know, I don't understand it. So if I get on a plane, I want that plane to be together when I get on. I don't need no wheel falling off. The Boeing had wheels falling off. The doors come off the hinges. What the hell?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I know it's as crazy as this sound. At my good old age, at 43, I have never been on a plane.
Mm-hmm.
But that's always been a phobia of height for me.
Yeah.
Of having a phobia of being on high heights. So I actually zip line one year. We went to a pumpkin patch festival. They had a zip line there. It looked, when you down on the ground and you looking up, it don't look as high. You know what I'm saying? But when you climb them stairs and you get up to the top,
right, it's like fun. Yeah,
actually way high. You way higher up off the ground than what you realize. And I did it because I didn't want to climb them steps back down. I was lazy. I was like, I'm going to do this. But I don't know about no plane, y'all. I'm still shaking in my boots over being in no plane and being that high up in the ground, off the ground. So I can't imagine the fear of being off Earth on another planet and stuck up there.
Stuck up there, right?
Well,
stuck up there.
TT, I was 42 before I ever rode a plane too. I done been on the plane twice, and I was 42 years old before I ever got on the plane. And I did it all by myself. And I'm gonna tell you what talked me into doing it. I worked at I worked at a group home, and it was a girl there. She was around my age. I think we about the same age. And she'd get on the plane twice a year and fly and go see her parents. I said, now don't get me wrong, I really want to talk about it. She was a kind of stove, but she had a little sense. I said, if this crazy motherfucker can fly by herself, I can fly too. And that's what talked me into getting on the plane.
Yeah, I heard it's a whole different feeling when you actually up there in the air and you going. But and I've had many people say, well, in order to get over fear of flight heights, you got to get high. You know what I'm saying? You got to go up high. Mm-hmm. And I get that too. But honey, not no jet, rocket. Like that's a whole nother level of height. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a whole nother level of being. I can't firmly place my feet. You know what I'm saying? And on the ground and feel safe. So you got them up there stranded for you say a month per.
Yeah, they've been there for 90 days. They've been there now for a whole month. I'm
worried about the lack of oxygen that what I'm saying they're receiving, because the oxygen level is totally different from what it is here on Earth.
It sure is.
Yeah,
that can't be good. They got to hurry up and get them people, or it's gonna be a whole nother breaking news, national news, fatalities of such amount of people that got sent up there and they can't get him down.
That's right. Mm-hmm. But my thing is, if you done been up there and back, how come you can't go back and come back?
Right.
That's just very weird to me.
That's very weird.
It's strange.
And she says it ain't like they ain't got the money to go up there and get them. It's $6.2 trillion being put into this research and sending them back and forth
from
Earth there. You know, that's ridiculous.
That don't mean. I mean, some fish in that water.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're gonna see how it's gonna play out. I hope it play out good, because I'm telling you something. I don't like them, because I like to fly, y'all. I ain't scared to fly. I like to fly. And they need to get their shit together. So I can get on an airplane, take me some trips this year.
I'm gonna find it. I know I got it.
So I don't know if y'all the ones out there in the subscribers, y'all went out there and looked in the ones in the chat. When you looked up the Project 25, I was gonna come online last night, talk about it, but I had some other things going on, so I didn't get a chance to do all that. Lorenzo said it's a government thing. It is a government thing, Lorenzo. It really is. It really is. And I've talked to TT and I've talked to Pat before, and we talked about how Trump can be president and he has a felony, shouldn't they free all the other felonies? People who got felonies, why should they have felonies and the president don't have one? I mean, why should they have a felony and can't proceed as doing things they need to do as far as getting jobs and things like that? When the president get a felony, he's still going with his married life.
Mm-hmm.
Like ain't nothing changed.
That's been one of the biggest issues in my mind. Like, a felon can't vote. When you get convicted of a felon, you can't, your voting rights get stripped away. Then you get out here in the workforce, it's harder for you to earn a job with a felony background record. Then they persecute you and don't allow you to get a college degree.
Yeah, if you get a drug charge, you can't get no financial aid.
So you got all these rights stripped away because you caught a felony.
Mm-hmm. And they make, ever since that 94 crime bill, anything that a black person do, they gonna try to give you a felony.
So you got more people of our color being convicted of felons, and livelihood is sparse, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's causing them to depend more on the government or a family member, a friend, whoever. Have to work harder to get it, carry them and keep them afloat. But you got a man that can gain that many felons and run for office.
Yeah.
Something wrong here.
Something definitely wrong.
Yeah. Some in the milk ain't clean. And I told somebody, was like, well, people like to argue when it comes to politics. I don't do all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm a stand your ground. This is my opinion. That's yours. I respect yours. You got to respect mine.
Right.
We can agree to disagree on a lot of things, and that's okay. I'm still gonna love you after the fact. But when you got people that's like, oh, but the Constitution, and they can't do this and they won't do this, and it's like, listen, from my point of view, where I'm standing, they ain't been following the Constitution in a very long freaking time.
And what a lot of people don't want to admit or understand, them folks do what they want to do.
Absolutely. That's it right there, standing in paint. They gonna do what they want to do. And we can cry, moan, march, throw rocks, we can do all of that. It ain't gonna matter at the end of the day. If that's what they want to do, that's what they gonna do. If they want to put a man in office that murdered somebody the day before the election, they'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
They'll do it.
Yeah.
They don't teach you. I don't remember which president it was, but one of the presidents, while he was in office, he shot his horse and he killed somebody else, and they didn't take him out of office. They had to do it.
Oh, really?
History has taught us that we can't depend on that. Y'all think we got so much protection out here based off of a constitution, a piece of paper? No, it ain't never been that way. Never been that way. And if you standing on our side of the fence looking over, you're going to see it from a different point of view.
Right. Right.
Now, we all got people in our families that, messed up in life, maybe caught a felony, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Do we condemn them for the rest of their life? Some people are rehabilitated. They come out and they just want to live a normal life.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's called, what's the word? Y'all help me out. It's a simple word. It's called forgiveness, for real. You know what I'm saying? But society don't want to. Society don't want to look at you like that. Oh, you messed up. What you gonna do now? Okay, these people got family members that got to carry that weight now.
Yes. Come on now. Yes, they do.
And then, since me, I don't care. I'm gonna keep it real. I got a felony. I got it in 1997. I did my 5 years probation, paid them people their money, did whatever. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it had to do with the person themselves. I ain't care about it. I know my family was more disappointed in me than anything.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't believe, that I actually did something to go to jail.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It could be shocking, Pat, but hey, life happens.
But
Sure
you take
do.
it this way. I mean, to each his own. But you take it, you learn from it, and you move on. You
Yeah.
don't let it
Right.
control you. You control it. That's the same thing I say about smoking with my medication. I smoke. I'm a smoker, but I don't let it control me. I control it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. I understand. And that's
For
how I go.
me, when you condemn a person that based off of their criminal background record, you are pushing them out there to have to probably
Yeah, yeah.
resort to doing it again, just to get a meal, keep a roof over their head.
And then on top of that, we all know they target us anyway.
Hmm.
So why would you, unless you know exactly what that person did? My thing is, if they don't go out and just kill somebody for the hell of it, shit happens. That's just the way I look at the rest of it.
Yeah.
Cause they targeted after, like I said,
Mhm.
after that '94 crime bill, we was targeted for felons.
Hmm.
Anything you did, you was
Of
gonna
course
get a
it
felony
was.
if they could put it on you. They changed the laws so everybody could get felons and get thrown in jail.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
so it's not real. I mean, it's generally speaking, but I say one out of every five, one out of every. I know I'm take that back. 3 out of every 10 black men probably got a felon,
Yeah.
and
And
it's
then
bullshit.
Right.
yep.
Right.
And prison institutions are built for us.
Yeah, you got
They
They
built
were
you.
for
made
us.
for us. Yeah. They were made for us. Yeah.
Yeah, they made for us.
Yeah. It was. It was made for us.
Lorenzo said it's just an X on your back. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
try to
Instead
hold you down.
of a
But
baby coming to the world and they slap him on his behind when his first born, they slapping an X right there on his back.
yeah, that's why I told both my sons. Like I be telling I try to tell my grandson. When both my sons turned 25, I told both of them, you a rare commodity. Cause
Hmm.
it's a lot of black men, especially our age, when they were doing that gang banging, didn't make it to C 25.
Right.
Right.
And if the gang life didn't get them the drugs.
Hmm. And it's still
Yeah.
a lot of young men now might not make it to C 25.
That's right. That's right. It's a blessing to see 25. And people don't
Hmm.
understand that. It's a blessing. That's a blessing.
So
But
Pap, Perk, you
a
go
lot of people don't,
go ahead.
huh? I would say a lot of people
I was just
don't understand that they blessing. A lot of people don't understand they blessing that they have when they got them. They just, I guess, if you trying their way, I guess. I mean, I don't understand. I know my blessings. When I get them, I be thankful for them, and I try to hold on to my blessings as long as I can. But some people just don't care about blessings. They be like they
Mm-mm.
don't matter to them. It's like, so what, whatever, you know.
it's a choice, and we can only hope for this newest generation coming up. We can only hope and pray that they have strong mentors behind them, don't matter race. We can just only
Yeah.
hope that there's somebody mentoring them and guiding them in the right direction, because it's not easy, and we understand.
Hmm.
We see the impoverished neighborhoods around us, you know.
Yeah.
But there's not enough programs to steer them in the opposite direction of going into crime.
No. And then we got to get on the project 2025 because a lot of this got
We
to do
could,
with it too.
we could get there. Let's go there. My first thing I want to talk about, y'all. You know, they saying that they had a law against having abortion, right? So how they
Yeah.
gonna ban contraceptives?
Yeah, go down the list, Perp.
How they gonna ban contraceptives, y'all? How they gonna do that? I just want to know how they gonna do that.
That's what I want to know. How you gonna do that?
What's really scary about that, y'all, is right after Texas passed the law to ban abortion, Ohio was contemplating it, jumping on the bandwagon with that.
Yeah,
And literally within a few weeks of Texas passing the law, here a 12-year-old Mexican girl was impregnated by the family friend that was molesting her,
Hmm.
and she fell
yeah,
pregnant. And they were down at Capitol, they was down at the State House marching and, protesting and stuff. And they was like, look, she didn't ask for this. Her body was violated. Who would make a 12-year-old child carry a baby to term, whether she keep the baby or not? The family decide to keep the child or not. Who would put a young girl body through that? You already got the trauma of being violated sexually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And then you got to turn around and make her, you trying to turn around and make her carry a baby 9 months and then give birth. She a baby herself.
A baby herself.
And what ultimately ended up happening, because they was all, with Congress and going back and forth, she had to travel to Indianapolis to get the procedure done. But it was done and it was taken care of. But that bothered me because my child was 12 at the time. And I really thought, like, because, we can't be with our children 24/7. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
I would fight for my child for her rights.
Yeah.
To terminate a pregnancy as a result of being molested. So how you gonna tell a woman what to do and what not to do with her body?
That's right.
And that's a free will. That's our freedom.
Yes. And
Right.
that's my only problem with the abortions. I don't believe in them, but in certain cases, I feel like you should have that choice. Like you said, being molested. There's a lot of people don't want to being raped.
Exactly.
You might not want to carry that baby. If the mama life in danger or the baby life in danger, it's circumstances that it should be allowed. Not for you just to tell me that I can and can't do this. Who are you? And a lot of the people that's making the decision is men.
It's men.
That's right. And I can understand how they can tell us to do our body. Like that lady was in Texas. She was pregnant and something's gonna be wrong with the baby, and she's gonna have a hard complication with the baby, and so she wanted to abort the baby, and they wouldn't let her do it here. She took it all the way to court, and the court said no. So
and then what comes along with that is banning contraceptives. All women can't take contraceptives.
And, I think she still ended up having the baby anyway. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you tell women not to even protect ourselves against an unwanted pregnancy.
Yeah.
A ban on comes with that.
A lot of like that country.
And they just give me a brown bag of condoms and my birth control pills. They made sure they gave you condoms at the clinic. I mean, they give you plenty of condoms at the clinic. I mean, a lot of I had so many. I was like, damn, I ain't doing all this right here. But yeah, they give me those a whole bag and my birth control pills in a brown paper bag.
Now, Pap and Perk, we all old school, but y'all a little bit more old school. We know that this being it's called family planning.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep, let's go.
So because you gonna persecute a woman because it's not you persecuting a woman because it's not a traditional and what they consider traditional way. Oh, she not in the family. I know y'all remember that phrase. Oh, she not in the family way.
Right.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That means she's unmarried and she's having a baby out of wedlock.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I don't know what that means.
Right.
And
that's what I mean.
they had a company, a business in that was in the business of doing that family planning. It was called Planned Parenthood.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And what we knew it to be was this was a personal choice. If a woman wanted to further, her life, she had the open choice of saying it ain't the right time. It was it was a mistake. I feel like I shouldn't, carry this pregnancy to term. And she was able to go in that building and terminate that pregnancy. Then they were saying, oh, they chopping up the fetuses and doing weird stuff with the fetuses and all of this. You see what I'm saying? Once that happened, they started making it every woman's problem for what a company was doing.
Wait a minute. Okay, TT, I hear everything you say, but I got to put my 2 cents in. I hear everything you say. I'm agreeing with everything you're saying, but you got to take it a little further. The Planned Parenthood and all that.
Okay.
A racist a racist Caucasian woman named Margaret Sanger.
I
She
remember
came
her.
up with the Planned Parenthood and all that because she said that the niggas were multiplying like weeds and we need to do something about it.
Yeah.
So they come up with the Planned Parenthood and the contraceptives and the abortions and all this kind of stuff. So to try to halt the what is the word I'm looking for? Reproductive process of the black people because we reproduce better than they do, and they were scared that we would take over, which is going to eventually happen anyway. Is inevitable anyway. And if you think about it, if you really think about it, all the hell, all of where you go get the contraceptives, the Planned Parenthood, all this kind of stuff, they was positioned in the black neighborhoods.
Damn, sure was. Like, as you
They
said,
were
yep.
they were, Pap. They absolutely was. But my mother had. I'm gonna give y'all a prime example why this was helpful then. Okay.
Okay.
My mother had 3 prior births before having me, and I was born in 1980.
Okay.
She had 3 premature births that resulted in the death of her babies, and she's a married woman, so her babies were wanted. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She was diagnosed with an incompetent cervix, and she was told to stop having babies.
Mm.
I was 4 pounds 11 ounces, and she had to stay on bed rest from 3.5 months to 8.5 months just to bring me into the world.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I was born with a heart condition as a result of my mother being put on medications to develop me quicker in case she was in term labor. And my mother and father didn't know, you know, back then, you know, stuff happened. People didn't sit down and say, oh, we're going to have a baby this year. So my mother went on birth control pills. She was dealing with Planned Parenthood up until the age of 35. They cut her off because she was a smoker. And as long as she stayed on birth control, she had a higher chance of developing cancer. So my mother got off of the birth control pills. And then my father went and had a vasectomy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So Planned Parenthood, even though it was what it was helping people.
Yeah,
Right.
it was helping people. Don't get me wrong, cause you know I went to the clinic. I got birth control pills too. But
Right.
you know it you got the good and the bad about it. It was a good thing that we had access to it for the choice. You know what I'm trying to say? That we had access to it for the choice. But they original goal was to stop our reproductive.
Right. Right. And you know, back in the day, all black women ain't good for doing nothing but pushing out babies and constantly having babies and overpopulating.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I know where you're going with that, Pat. But it's still our free will. If I want to go get a morning after, you know what I'm saying? Oops, I did my cycle. It's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? Who the hell is the government to tell me no, I can't do that?
That I don't think they're gonna be able to I don't think that's gonna really fly with a whole bunch of people because the average person that get an abortion is a white woman.
And you know what else, Pap? I just seen, it was like 2 days ago. I was watching Tubi, a little infomercial thing came on there. They said, oh, we got a over-the-counter daily birth control pill. So they still manufacturing and making it. Why are you trying to ban it?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Or are you going to put a limit on who can get it, who qualify to be able to get it?
And that's basically what they're gonna try to do.
And that's not right.
No, it's not right.
I believe so too. That's what they're gonna do. I believe that's what they're gonna do too, Pap. I believe that's what they're gonna end up doing.
Because depending on you being a resident of such state that may have a ban on it or not, you can go to jail just for traveling to another state to get it done.
And then I believe this what they gonna do. They gonna make it a part. If you on getting benefits like welfare, food stamps, you gonna have to be on contraceptive. Watch what I tell you.
And that's a cold blooded one right there. That's a
That's a
cold
big one.
blooded
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
a big one because I didn't even think about that.
Woo.
You probably going somewhere
Me
with that,
neither.
Pap. I didn't even think about it like that.
Me neither.
What?
But
They gonna try to slide that in there.
nevertheless, that is written. That is one of the things written into Project 2025. What we're discussing right now, and people need to be aware of it. Your civil rights could be at
Yes,
risk
they do. Yes.
if Trump gets in office.
So
What's
what do y'all
next on
think about the additional tax breaks for corporations and the 1%? 1% ain't nothing.
Sure ain't.
They been getting them. So how that's gonna affect us? They been getting them. Because they can afford tax attorneys. They can afford people that actually go to school to be a tax lawyer. So they been getting them. They just want to put it to the forefront, so because they know that's a hot topic when it comes to the average American, black or white. They
But
been doing it.
why only 1%? But why only 1% though? Shouldn't it be more than 1%?
Because that is the 1% that's the billionaires. That's what they're saying.
I understand that. Yeah.
You gotta pay. That's one thing that I have learned in the last 7 years. You gotta pay attention to how they say stuff, because they use trick bag language. They use trigger words, and they use trick bag language. And they usually talk in generalities. They don't actually be talking about a specific person, but they know the trigger words and the trick bag language that they use. We don't know it.
Right.
And what they talking about, they gonna take, on that list he want to end the government agencies, right? The FDA, the EPA, all that. I don't disagree with it. I'm just sorry. That's my opinion. I don't disagree with it. Because number one, the FDA is allowing lab grown meat, all these additives and stuff, and cancer causing agents they allow in food. They allowing this stuff, they putting it in food, feeding it to American people, killing us because they in with Big Pharma, the FDA. They control Big Pharma, Food and Drug Administration. So they and they greasing everybody's pocket so they can stay fat. They need to cut it out. I'm just sorry, cut it out.
So what will replace the FDA?
I don't know. Maybe they come up with a better agency that would actually let real food in, and the 1%. Like what a lot of people don't know is they been easing this stuff out. Who ever heard of seedless grapes?
Right.
How do this stuff grow if it ain't no seeds?
A seedless
God made seeds.
Right. A seedless watermelon.
Yeah.
That means you replant it
and it keep going.
Right.
And they got all anything that you buy with seeds in it, most of the time is male seeds. Because they got all the seeds, they gathered up all the seeds and locked them in a vault. And Kill Bill got his hand in that too. That ain't right. Who are you to say who can eat and who can't eat?
And don't Bill Gates too?
That's who I call Kill Bill.
Oh, okay. So I thought you talking about the other Bill. Okay, so Bill Gates, and Bill Gates, when that agenda came about, I was like, wait, what? I know damn well this ain't healthy eating.
No, and then that's why they gatekeep. You can't say certain things on YouTube. You can't say certain things on Facebook. You can't say certain things on Instagram. You can't say certain things. They're trying to ban TikTok because they can't control TikTok because it's not owned by an American.
Right.
And everything is coming out. People is telling everything. Like all these people. My husband had already told me how the food was different overseas than it is over here. And then you got people that's going overseas in Germany and stuff and showing you the difference in the food over there than over here. And it's the same. And America is selling the food over there, but them countries ain't allowing all those additives in that food.
Right.
And it
So
tastes
Right.
better.
so
Right.
so Pat, this is what is so despairing when it comes to that. And then what we call playing on our top. How can you stamp something as a better healthy food choice that ain't grown from the ground?
Because they got so many people brainwashed that they know they going to go along with whatever they say.
And then you taking away the right of us to say, I don't want to eat this,
Right.
but you can't grow that. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? The
Right.
opposite of that. So it's like, dang, we can't win for lose.
That's right. So that's why I say, in my opinion, they talk about they got the black people running scared. They gonna kill government jobs. They gonna kill government jobs. Well, if they kill the EPA, the FDA, Homeland Security, TSA, them government jobs, most of them are held by Caucasians.
Okay.
They
I
most of
see where
the
you're going with that.
most of the government jobs, and y'all know I'm not just talking. Yeah, you know, living in America. The black people that got government jobs, most of them are menial. They paper pushers or they mailmen.
All right, so let me put that in
Yes,
layman
that's
terms
true.
for the people that may be a little
That's
confused
true.
about what you're saying.
Let's
Trying to
go,
hurt.
TT.
So basically, what she's saying is, them trying to hurt us is going to eventually hurt themselves.
Yes.
That's it in a nutshell.
And basically they not paying attention because if you want to cut out everybody on this live, everybody listen. No, it's a Caucasian running the FDA, it's a Caucasian running the EPA, it's a Caucasian running Homeland Security. Ain't none of them black.
Well, you know, we all know it's a Caucasian man running damn near everything. So that's
That's right. So if they cut them out, if they cut them government agencies out, the people employed by them, which is probably 80% white, them the government jobs they killing.
Yeah,
Mailman ain't going nowhere.
right.
Paper pushers ain't going nowhere. They'll just move them around, or they'll go find another paper pushing job.
I see us doing those lower end government jobs anyway. You know what I'm saying?
And that's how they gonna give us.
right.
The black people that's higher up in government. This what a lot of people don't know. Them people was groomed from high school. From high school, they was groomed from high school. That's how come they get where they at.
Right, I agree.
The average, a person like me talking, they ain't gonna never give me no government job.
They'll give you nothing.
Yeah, no, I know too much. I'm what they call that's an uppity nigga. She thinks she's smart.
Yeah.
They
And
give
y'all know I'm in healthcare administration. That's what I got my bachelor's degree in. I was like, dang, they ain't gonna let me be making no healthcare regulated laws or nothing like
Nope.
that. You know what I'm
Nope.
saying? I would do what's right. So they want to do the opposite.
right.
And that's
So
part
what
of the
about
reason why the
Right, ma'am.
EPA, they need to get rid of it too. They need to get rid of it. You got Cancer Alley down there in Louisiana. And how many more Cancer Alleys that we don't know about? And the EPA supposed to be regulating the atmosphere and the chemicals and stuff going in there. Why hasn't people been down there 2 or 3 generations dying from cancer?
Mm-hmm.
So they need to get rid of the Department of Education. They need to get rid of it too, because you've been indoctrinating us for years. Do the research on it. They show you how it started out as an education. I can't think of it. I'm supposed to be looking it up. I forgot. It started out as something else when the government first took over the school. When they integrated us,
Yeah.
we had. Even before they integrated us, if the black schools wanted government money, they had to teach what the government said teach.
You're right.
Teach. That's correct.
See,
That's
they got a
correct.
stigma.
That's
They
right.
got a stigma on us to make people believe that's what we wanted. You know what I'm
That's,
saying?
that's not what we
We don't want
wanted.
it to be integrated in this and this. That's what y'all went and voted for. Oh no, we went and voted for equal rights, honey. That ain't the same when y'all mess with our education, right? Because we
That's
was
right.
getting books and we was getting books for
That's
real.
right.
You know what
And
I'm saying?
if they want to kill
Yeah.
if they want to get rid of the education department, let them do it. If they want to take teaching African American quote unquote history, they want to take it out of school, let them take it out. Cause you didn't do nothing but teach us about 3-4 people. You didn't tell us the truth about it. You've been lying the whole damn time. So let them take it out. I don't want you to keep on
I thought I
lying
was
tonight.
smart in history. I couldn't find out.
You smart in what they want you to know. I may say they in history too. You
What
was
you
smart in what
say?
they wanted you to know.
What you say, Pat? She was just as smart as they was allowing her to be.
Oh,
That's right.
Let me history books. I thought I was smart as hell in here. I was I had an A black history. I thought I was smart.
I can make a
Couldn't find out.
Kurt, you were reading the literature that was given to you. You were passing the test in the quizzes that were laid out in front of you. That don't mean you was given the correct information on your history.
Yeah. You was just like the average person did. And some of us caught on faster than the others in certain subjects, and some of us, it's just the way you just comprehended what they wanted you to comprehend.
Yep.
And that's why part of the reason why a lot of their indoctrination start in the school, because if they get the kids, they ain't got to worry about that. And I'm gonna take it further. It's our job to teach our kids what they need to know anyway. It's our job.
It starts at home.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And then and after with everything that's going on in today's world, it goes right back to what Malcolm X said. Why would you want your oppressor to teach you?
Okay.
Come on,
stamp,
seal,
now. And deliver that. Right. Stamp, seal, and deliver that 2 times. For real.
So what y'all think about no fault divorce? End the no fault divorce. No fault divorce.
That's kind of right there. I'm trying no fault divorce. There's no fault divorce. That means you just can't go to court and say I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I just don't want to be with him no more. I want a divorce.
I think they're trying to say. I think what they're trying to say is you got to have a reasoning that's up to their standards to be able to qualify for a divorce.
And I don't think that's gonna fly either. Some of that stuff on there really don't. It's just retarded. It don't even make sense.
So if I get married, and I'm married to somebody that I thought was something that he ended up portraying not to be, and I figure I don't want to get married, this is the man I want to be with, I'm not happy with it, whatever.
That's irreconcilable differences. That's what that's listed under divorce law. I think they're saying that ain't good enough reason to want to end your marriage.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So what kind of reason? What kind of reason would it be to be good enough to end a marriage then?
I think it's gonna be if you say infidelity, you gotta prove it. I think if you say this man over here beating on me, you gotta prove it. Prove that.
I think that's retarded because right now, say a man and a woman together, they decide to split up, and the man go one way, the woman go the other way, and then 6 months later they decide they want to get a divorce. They ain't even been living together for 6 months.
That's
they can go No, it depends on how long you've been married.
Yeah.
You got to get it annulled within the first year.
In the state of Ohio, you can file for an annulment before 6 months.
Yeah, and it's up to 1 year.
Yeah.
In some states.
Yeah, according to Project 2025, I don't think they're gonna be honoring them type of divorces.
See, what they not paying attention to, and what they got. The black people in the uproar, them white folks ain't going for that.
They the ones. Well, let me be quiet.
They're not going for that. They right now. It goes back to my point when I tell you, if you just sit down and think about it, and I ain't trying to be funny, I'm just being real. They dumb.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They dumb. They just sit up and come up with stuff and don't even think it all the way through. It don't even make sense. Half of it.
Because, like, for real, you got people offing their spouses to get the insurance collection and stuff on them. Death benefits
And
on them.
then, and if you come up, and a lot of them is Caucasian. The vast majority of them that do that is Caucasian. I watch too much Snap. Anyway,
Shout
that
out to
means
Snap. That's my show.
that means if you enact a no fault divorce, that knocking your spouse out for the life insurance, that statistic gonna rise.
Yes, ma'am. How many
Because a
people?
lot of them gonna get married for the life insurance policy, or make sure they get a life insurance policy and kill them.
And you know, most people
don't
know
allow
within
them,
the
yeah.
first, because the first year of marriage is the hardest, and that's when people get to tripping. You gonna be
Yeah,
like, he moving funny. Damn, is he trying to off me?
yeah.
Out of here. Yeah, so you can't go down to the courthouse and file for divorce because you under suspicion that your spouse is trying to unalive you
Yeah,
for some insurance money. Like, oh hell no.
that's why I
Absolutely.
said. That's what they go back to. My point is they don't sit down and think half the stuff out they put.
Right.
A lot of the stuff that they do is targeted at us, but it backfire on them.
Yeah, just like stand your ground.
And just like the war on drugs, now it's an opioid crisis. What the fuck is the difference?
Let's go. Keep going.
What is the difference? Oh, my bad. The war on drugs was melanated people. The opioid crisis is Caucasians. Oh, that's the difference.
Hmm. I hope y'all got y'all notebooks out and y'all writing some of this stuff down. Because we in class today. We in class.
Okay, so what about the high taxes for the working class?
We already taxed the highs.
Well, that's already been that's
They talking crazy about that bullshit. Wait a minute, cause that's my study. They talking crazy about the middle class. Trump fixed it for the middle class when he cut out the payroll tax. The Democrats got right back in there and put it back in there, and the middle class, the lower wage earners, is the highest tax anyway. So what is y'all talking about?
They should
Y'all been doing it.
What's the minimum wage right now?
And the federal minimum wage is $7.25.
Wow. Who living off of that?
Wait a minute, $7.25. Wait a minute, the minimum wage ain't went up yet, girl.
No.
No.
Wait, no. I don't know where I been. You trying to tell me that my sisters and brothers they out there living up $7.25 an hour on a minimum paying job, and how they gonna pay that rent higher than a motherfucker?
No, they're not paying them $7.25 because a lot of people and the companies, which if you in business and you in business to make money, you're not in this economy and this day and age, ain't nobody working for $7.25. So the average company moved the minimum
They
wage.
can't make it.
The company will put it to where they want it. You know what I'm saying? Where they want it to be.
Yeah, the average company, the minimum they pay is $10, $10, $11, $12. That's the minimum right now.
Yeah.
In California, the minimum wage is $20 an hour. That's because the cost of living in California is high as hell.
Yeah. Keyword, she said federal.
It's the minimum they have to offer is $7.25. That's the federal minimum wage. The states have a right to put the minimum wage what they want to, but they can't put it up under $7.25.
Right.
But that's the federal minimum wage.
Sure is.
But that ain't no dang on money though. That ain't nothing. You
Sure
can't
ain't,
live off
but
of man.
Do you know there are people that work for that though? Do you realize there are people that say, I don't care, give me anything.
Right. I've heard that so many times in my life. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you trying to make it, you like I told my son when me and him got into it that time. Would you rather say you got $1 in your pocket or no dollars?
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
And if you ain't got no other choice, you gonna take that $7.25. It might buy you,
but it's survival.
Yeah,
that's what we've been reduced to. We have been reduced to the pulling and pushing for survival.
Yeah, and them that's up there in Congress, and they not worried about us. Cause once you get elected to Congress, you got a lifetime salary and health insurance and everything else.
Right.
So they don't care.
So what y'all think about eliminate the unions and worker protection, the union and worker protection? What y'all think about that? They're gonna get
That
rid of
ain't
that.
I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right.
Nope, throw that one out the window.
Yeah, throw them because unless the government gonna regulate it right, where the workers is treated fair and they not,
And they're not.
you need to keep that.
That's what them people been fighting for all that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
need to
So
keep that.
Being
what
right.
about raising the raising the retirement age? Now, they got me
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Now,
Bullshit.
you already
You
know
already
about that.
you already telling me I ain't gonna get my Social Security, and I'm out at the door to get it. Now you want to tell me I gotta work longer so you can say that I'm eligible for it when you telling me ain't no money there and I ain't gonna get it.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So and what about cutting Social Security? They already
Bullshit.
they done started already because they're saying in California they cut off a lot of people. They have cut off 100,000 people off of Social Security. They even cutting off people that's blind on Social Security. How you cut blind
Bullshit.
person off Social Security?
How you gonna lock up a homeless person and the Supreme Court said they got the right to do it?
That's crazy.
Bullshit.
What
America,
about
the United States of America is going to hell with gasoline draws on, and it's going fast. It's burning like a mug.
what about cutting the Medicare? Now look here.
Bullshit.
I'm gonna need my Medicare when it's that time.
Bullshit. If you ain't, why come all these other countries in the world, around the world, that didn't have the power that we had? They got universal health care. America is one of the only countries that do not have, that can afford it. They can afford it, but you don't have universal health care. That don't make sense. America is in the business of making you sick.
Come on now, you better say it. They didn't hear you, girl. They didn't hear you.
See, a lot of people want to think that when you go to tell them what Trump did, that you're a Trump fan. It ain't no fact that I'm a Trump fan. I'm just putting out there what he did, and what he told. He opened the door and told a lot of stuff people weren't paying no attention. He was a jack in the box, and when he popped out, he told a whole lot.
He did. He did.
Because the United States of America is a corporation. And when he was in office, by him actually being a businessman for one time in my life that I can remember, United States was ran like a business. He told it all.
He ran, and what did Trump do when he got to be president? He ran it like a business, didn't he?
He ran it like a business. They got mad at him. He was telling it all, and people weren't paying attention because the mainstream media was spinning it the way they wanted to. When he first got in office, they had it all over news by him, and the EPA was into it because when they had set up for him to show that he didn't show when he supposed to, he showed up when he wanted to. Well, if I'm the president of America and you supposed to be answering to me, I'm not on your time. You on my time.
You better say it.
And just because all the other presidents had went along with it, they expected him to do it too. And he said, no, I'm the president. Y'all supposed to be telling me what y'all game plan is. So y'all do it on my time, not on y'all time.
Right. And that, and see,
and that's how business, man. That's how you conduct business. If I'm the boss, I don't come to you and talk crazy to you on your time. I come to you and talk crazy to you on my time. If I'm the boss.
What about when they end trying to end the Affordable Care Act and raise prescription drugs prices?
They need to. The prescription drugs is already high. Everybody ain't on insulin. Everybody ain't taking all them drugs. Y'all need to do whatever you're gonna do with them drugs. Like half of them killing you anyway. They ain't gonna give you the ones that's actually gonna work.
And that ain't gonna do nothing but bother Big Pharma, because if can't nobody afford it, how they gonna sell it?
They're gonna push it just like they're doing now. They're gonna push it just like they're doing now. They're gonna pay them doctors. They're gonna pay them doctors to write that prescription, or they're gonna pay them doctors to give you, just like I can give you case in point. I can give you case in point. or to give them 90-day prescription, give them a 90-day prescription for free, and then they come back, they have to pay for it. That's exactly what they gonna do. Exactly what they did to me. You gonna put me
give a trial. Become a
But
trial.
if you cutting off Social Security and all these government benefits, if that's the agenda, how is anybody gonna be able to pay for a prescription?
That's my point exactly. So how you gonna raise them up? Didn't I just tell y'all they dumb? It don't even make sense.
It's not gonna make sense.
Let me tell you something.
It's gonna throw them back into history 20 years.
Okay, on the Social Security. If you are a Ukrainian and you are from Ukraine, and Ukraine and Russia is at war, and you take refuge in America, why in the hell you getting Social Security? You ain't work for it.
Come on now. You better come on. That's right. You sure.
So if you're gonna take my money away from me that I work for, I got my first job at 17 years old. If you're gonna take my money that I work for and give it to somebody that ain't work for it, ain't even from America, and give it to them, you can cut it out. So nobody don't get nothing.
Right.
And that's the way I feel about it. Because I worked for that money. They did. Why they getting it? And then you telling me all these years you've been taking Social Security out of my check. You telling me. Then you send me these letters at one point telling me what I would get for disability. I have a stroke, lose my eye, and then I gotta fight for the disability. And then y'all tell me I can't get it. Okay, if I can't get it, where my money at? Y'all taking for it.
Right. Because you paid into it.
That's right.
What about eliminating the Department of Education, like you just talked about a while ago, and use public tax money for private religious schools?
Now you can eliminate the Department of Education, but don't take my money to pay for no private school. If they private, leave them private. If you gonna take my money, you take my money and put it in the school where I want it to be put at.
Yeah, because
that ain't right. Because the
private schooling and charter schooling is a choice.
Yeah, now you can take the Department of Education and do whatever you want to with it. It don't make me no different. But don't tell me I gotta pay for them white kids to go to school over there, and my child can't go to school over there. If my tax,
that feel the opposite way, that private school ain't no better, and
that's right. And if you taking public money to pay for private schools, they not private no more.
They sure ain't.
Because private schools are funded by the people that send their kids there.
Right.
That's what make them private. If you take public funds, if you take public funds, that's not private no more. It go right back to what I said. They dumb.
Yeah.
So
very dumb.
So how they feel like they can teach? They gonna try and teach Christian religion benefits in public schools. Now that's
not gonna work because that's not gonna work either. And people ain't paying attention.
Goes along with them wanting to ban Muslim rights in schools and stuff like that. I think that goes along with that, you know.
It do go along with that, but it go right back. It go right back to what I said. Even though they take that Constitution and throw it out, in the Constitution you got freedom of religion.
You sure do.
Yeah, you do. You sure do. Yeah.
So if you gonna teach nothing but Christianity, what about all them white people that's Methodist? What about all them white people that's Catholic? What about all them white people that's Muslim?
Buddhist.
Yeah. What about all that? You got all that. Yeah. They're not gonna sit back because religion is a belief, and you can't tell me what to believe. So that's the bad part about it. They digging back to their ancestors. They pulling their ancestors out, and just like we need to keep on pulling our ancestors out because they forced that Christianity up on us. And that's what y'all trying to do again.
Yeah, yeah. Now they talking about end the free discount school lunch programs. Do you know how many times how many kids depend on their food just to go to school to eat lunch? They have some kind of they put on their stomach just to have a meal, and you can take the meal away from them.
What is it gonna matter if they cutting off EBT SNAP benefits? What would it matter? They gonna go home anyway. What meal they don't get in the school, they ain't gonna go home and get one either.
Well, our damn baby's gonna be hungry then. What the hell?
Yeah, that's poverty. That's poverty.
They trying to kill. what they doing is they're trying to take government out of a whole bunch of stuff, but they're taking some of the wrong stuff out of government.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
But the
sure
government,
is. This is crazy.
And this is just my personal opinion. Y'all ain't gotta agree with me. It's a dictatorship.
yeah, and that's what they're saying.
More
That's what
than
they're saying.
anything, it's a
That's what they say.
dictatorship. And Perp, I know you got that video I sent you yesterday. Because now Trump is trying to remove himself from it, which he can't do. These people have
Right,
endorsed him. They've endorsed the campaign. Yeah, they've endorsed the administration and the campaign. So it's no way that he could say, I ain't got nothing to do with Project 2025. That's not my agenda.
Yeah.
It is your agenda. It's been the agenda for several decades, honestly, on the Republican Party's part, period.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
understand
He
what
trying
I'm
to distance
saying?
himself from it now.
And if you remember,
Yeah.
you know, a couple of lives back, it's probably a while back. I was telling you and Pap about Agenda 21, and I was telling y'all to look it up, and it was like creating race riots and all kinds of stuff that really came into play that we've seen in our time. But the problem with Trump is, and this is my personal opinion with him, you have already endorsed it. You've already endorsed Project 2025 during your campaign.
Right.
You were just in Florida, and I don't know when he left Florida, but he was just in Florida talking about the authors of Project 2025. We bringing them back, and you know they did such a good job implementing. Okay, follow it through. Say this is your agenda. Don't trick the people.
Right.
Let people decide to vote consciously. Don't do it under the radar and try to cover up what the plan is, because that's when you are being deceitful, and that's what makes you fall into a dictator, because Hitler did the same thing.
Well, but if you look at it, TT, a lot of it in there is what Trump was already doing anyway. He wanted all that, them agencies, the EPA and the FDA, Homeland Security. He wanted all them gone.
Yeah, but you got to dig deep into that, Pat, and that's what the people are not doing. They look at it.
That's the reason why they come up with this.
And you got to really be conscious and know, okay, if I'm voting Republicans, I'm so sick of the Democrats. I want them out of here. They ain't did nothing right. Then you got to ask yourself, is the Republicans going to do it too?
No, you don't. Because if you a critical thinker, you ain't got to vote at all.
You don't. And I was just the other day. I said, well, shit, we do got the option to vote independent.
Let me put it out there for people who don't know in kind of a layman's term. When you vote, it's quid pro quo. It's what you gonna do for me in order to get my vote. If you ain't doing nothing for me, and that's why they upset about it, because too many black people is waking up and understanding politics, because the average person the black person in America did not understand politics, because they didn't teach it to us, and then when they did teach it to us, they tried to make it so difficult till we wouldn't want to get into political science stuff.
Right.
I figured that out when I got into the accounting, because I said this just can't possibly just be this easy for me, and I'm looking at the accounting and the tax, and all it is big words, and they know a lot of black people, especially the ones they taught in public school, half of them can't read.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's the truth. Half of them can't read. They don't know them big words.
They was graduating on it without being able to read too.
Yeah. And that's why they do.
They was.
They go back to what I said. You got to look at the trick bag language and the words they use.
Yeah.
When I dove head first into the tax, because I had a choice to take an elective, and I took a tax law class when I was getting my degree. And when I actually dove into it, I realized that these just big words that you could use, simple words, and make it for the average person to understand. But y'all use big words so the average person won't understand.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you simple. Like everybody know income is. That's the money you make, right? That's what you got coming in, right? Okay. They say adjusted income, gross income. Adjusted and gross, simple words. But when they put them together, it'll make the average person think, well, what the hell is adjusted income and what is gross income? When it's all it is that you take the stuff, you add stuff in or take stuff out to make your income adjusted, and the gross income is the total amount you made. Simple as that. But they put them together, and when a person see it, that don't use critical thinking. I ain't gonna say don't think. They'll be like, well, what is this? And that's all it is. If the income, if it's adjusted, that means you did something to it to adjust the income. If it's gross, it's the total amount of income that ain't been touched.
Right.
So what about in civil rights? What about in civil rights and DE application in government?
Oh, that's them shooting at us. They don't give a damn about our civil rights anyway. So if you're in them, what the hell you gonna do? You ain't gonna fit. You trying to start that.
Civil rights ain't nothing.
But
Our civil rights ain't nothing though.
But you got to look at the big picture. If you in civil rights, that means you in civil rights for all of America, and them white people ain't going for that.
Pat, let me ask you a question. When you say they're not going to go for that, what's going to change? Because it's the government. They low on the total poll. Those that we're speaking of, the ones that we know will be affected too. They low on the total poll just as much as we are.
And you know what's gonna happen? It's gonna be. Nah, they're gonna try to enforce it, but it ain't gonna work. Cause we just like think about it. Look how they did that. Look how them white boys did. They plotted to kidnap and kill the governor of Michigan because she told them they had to stay in place during COVID and wear a mask. It was the mask. You wore the mask in public, and they got mad because they didn't want to wear the mask. Feel like she couldn't tell them that they had to. And they plotted to kidnap her ass and kill her. So if you try to take civil rights, and that's a part of a civil right, your choice to wear it or not, do it. They think January 6th was a problem. See, that's what I keep on telling you. They want us to think that they trying to start a race war. The race war been going on. It's been going on. It's been going on. But the war really gonna be between them. They the one gonna be fighting.
And that's gonna be ugly.
Because a lot of this stuff, if you really look at it, a lot of the stuff we already know what affects us, and we a lot of us know to be prepared for when it come down the pipe. But them Caucasian people, they done had so much privilege that they ain't gonna be able to understand it, and that's where the fight gonna come at. Y'all been treating us bad. We know how to roll over and survive. We know how to push us down. We get up and dust it off.
So other words,
and keep on moving
already.
Yeah.
Because the way and this really popped into my head when January 6th even occurred. I was like, dang, they teach their kids to go out in the woods and shoot a gun at a young age, 2-3 years old. They know. Yeah, they are dealing with heavy artillery and shooting at targets and deers and everything else. So I'm like, where is the balance in saying violence is not going to come into play? Because that's what they want us to believe, but we know otherwise. We've seen it.
You didn't forget that while this time, huh?
And you really believing that we gonna believe that mess? Because we don't.
Well,
no, I don't.
TT, I thought the same thing. It wasn't January 6th. I'm like, okay, they teach their kids how to use guns, this. They teach them how to use a gun and this, and we tell our kids don't play with guns, this. But I sat down and I thought about it. That all stemmed from when they started to mess up with the game. Cause back in the day, like my uncle 10 years older than me. So I'm 56, he's 66. Back in the day, the boys was taught to use a shotgun no matter what.
Right.
Especially if you live down there in the woods, you might have to shoot a snake mountain lion, or some shit
Right.
like that, for safety. The boys was taught to use guns. When all the gang banging came into play, and they putting the guns in the neighborhood, and all the young black boys killing each other, it made the mamas want to take their kids away from the guns instead of teaching them. If you really look at it, it was all about design. Instead of teaching them what the gun is actually for, protection, and to kill you something to eat if you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's how it
So
was.
when the gang banging came along, when they put in the gun, because they put them guns in them neighborhoods, they did it. I watched a video of dude in Chicago. He said when he got out of jail, he had been out of jail about a year, and he was walking down the street, walking in the alley, and it was a whole crate of guns. And he was like, where these guns come from? And he said he knew good and well in that neighborhood, it didn't have no business with no crate of guns in that neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Because wasn't nothing over there, it's black people, and it was after the crack epidemic, a lot of our neighborhoods run down drug infested.
Right.
So what would a crate of guns be doing in a neighborhood like that if they don't put them there?
Yeah, that's true.
What about ban African American and gender studies in all levels of education?
Yes, go right ahead on. Cause you
right head on.
go right ahead on. Cause if you born with a slit, you're a girl. If you're born with a tallywhacker, you're a boy.
Yeah.
I saw. I was on Instagram earlier today, and I was scrolling, and I was looking at stuff, and I got a lot of those notifications. Yeah, I get a lot of those political notifications and stuff like that. And then it was like, I'm trying to remember who it was. It wasn't Sesame Street. I can't think of what it was, y'all. It'll come back to me. Because I clicked on it real quick and it saved it. And I said, I'm going to go back and listen to it. But anyway, it was in the 80s. And it was like, you were born a girl. So when you get older, you're going to be, like your mother. You're going to be a woman. You're going to develop into a woman. And you're born a boy. You develop into a man. And he was just breaking it down for children to understand.
Yeah.
That is something that I'm for.
Yeah. And if you
reality is coming into play, and it's just overtaking the minds of people to believe that when you birth a child into this world, changing the gender is what's right because it's your personal preference.
No, that's not right. Because number one, you didn't have only thing you had to do was the action that made that baby.
Yes. And how do you know? Because you say, I gave birth to a baby girl, but I wanted to be a baby boy. That child ain't gonna grow up and say, no, I want to be a girl. I want to be what I was born as. You know what I'm saying? You also taking the right of that child to grow up and have a free will of his gender.
That's right.
Right.
And look who doing it.
Right.
Them diabolical porcelain people.
That will be implemented, and that's something that I don't have no gripe against.
Me neither. And you gotta look at the big picture on that too. We reproduce too much. So if they promote LGBTIA, whatever, the whole thing, that'll slow down like they've been doing. That'll slow down the reproductive. Cause now it's all right to like if you're a girl to like a girl. Now it's all right if you're a boy to like a boy. No, it ain't.
Yeah.
And then to help it, that's why we got these boys now, to be honest, because I sit back and looked at it. We got these boys nowadays that don't even know how to change the tie, break a little sweat, they go crazy. And to help it along, they put the atrazine in the weed. Another reason why they made it legal.
It ain't gonna make no sense or balance out because the jobs they gonna have to work are going to be hard labor jobs.
Right.
And it go right back around.
Abortion, but he not pump gas. He should be able to goddamn change how to know how to change the tire, check the transmission fluid, the oil. He's supposed to know how to do things to keep a car going. So he'll have that ability when he get a wife to go out there and be a man and check the cars, make sure they run it correctly for the next day or for the week or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
If he didn't have a wife, those are just standard survival.
And not only that, he need to know how to build. He need to know how to take 3-4 sticks and make him a shelter if he need to.
Yeah.
He need to know how to hit a hammer. He need to know how to use a saw. He need to know how to use a lawnmower.
Yeah. Because I'm all woman and I know how to do all of that.
Yes, me too.
And teaching my daughter to do it too.
Me too. I tell people, they think I don't be lying, but a lot of times you just have to look at it. My husband is all man and I'm all woman. Don't get me wrong, but he likes to cook and clean. I don't want it nasty. It's gonna be clean. It ain't gonna be nasty around me. But he rather cook and clean. I'm not gonna cook and clean. I'd rather be outdoors cutting grass.
Yeah, because then you got the government trying to. Yeah, you got the government trying to impose on what's right as far as gender roles. Like, listen, our mamas did it, our grandmamas did it, our great grandmamas definitely did it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
What? Are you gonna paint me as more masculine and change my gender because I'm doing these things? No, absolutely not.
Yeah. And then you gotta look at who making these laws too. Them people crazy.
Yeah. What about banning? Go ahead.
It's a lot of mental health going on through the government too. Mental health, they in the middle. Yeah, you can look at them and tell they ain't on a rocker for real.
Yeah, you see how they the organ at the White House, they showing out at the White House. You like, now those are the ones that represent us acting like that, talking like that.
Be up in the Congress meeting, throwing shoes at each other and all kinds of crazy stuff.
That's right.
You be like, YouTube all over again. I just left YouTube. Now I'm watching YouTube in real time with real people.
Right,
like
Lorenzo. So black men, step it up. That's right, Lorenzo. Step it up. So what y'all think about what you think about I guess the ban books and I guess and talking about slavery. I ain't doing no slavery. I'm sorry.
No, I don't agree with that because you don't have the right to tell me what I can and can't read unless it's age appropriate. Because if some things little kids ain't got no business reading, and if some things little kids ain't got no business looking at, but they don't cry now no more. So, and because people is speaking up about it, well, fuck it, we just ban all the books. No, that's wrong.
She said, fuck it, we're just going to ban all the books.
Ban all of them.
If that's what you might as well, and that's not right.
How you going to ban what's in my archive, though?
Thank you.
You don't know what I got stashed in my archive.
Thank you. And I like to read. I like to read. I like to read books. I like to read books. And I might have some in here you banned. Who is you to tell me I can't read that?
Right.
It goes back to the indoctrination in the school. Who are you to tell me what I can and can't learn?
Yeah, because you can always learn outside of your educational institution.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what about slavery?
They lied about most of it anyway.
What, literature on it or what?
No, I just talking about slavery, just like we talked about Alabama time.
Yeah, I mean, it's not true. I mean, I'm not saying slavery wasn't true. I'm saying what is being taught on the basis of slavery is not true. We were already here. We were already here. Y'all ain't all coming. You know, they want us to believe that we were all brought over here on ships and, you know, all of that stuff. And well, no, honey, we were already here and stolen. And
if you listen to their arguments, they tell on themselves because they dumb. They say they don't want it taught in schools because they don't want their kids to feel bad about what their ancestors did. They ought to feel bad about what they did, and they got a right to know what they did.
Right. Just
right.
Like
don't you think?
The right to
y'all teaching our kids that our ancestors were slaves and they was beat and you did experiments on them and you did all this. You let all that bullshit out. But you don't want them kids to know exactly who was doing it.
I think they kind of. I think the ones that's the young ones that's here now. I think they keep feel some of them feel bad about it because they feel don't feel right about it. That's why they're trying to cover it. I think they're trying to cover it up. But the ones who around our grandmother time, our great grandmother time, who was dealing with slavery or whatever, and they grandparents, they didn't get, they would say that they ain't gonna do with them because of the fact that they wasn't around, so they feel bad about it. They don't, but so they don't really just feel like they should be the one to blame for it.
Nah, I don't think that's what it is. I think the reason why they covering it up because the old folks say each generation get weaker and wiser, and they don't want our babies to clown when they find the truth out. That's why they're trying to cover it up.
I agree with that. What do you think about what do you guys think about the illustration attached to it? Because and this falls under the depiction of Jesus Christ and how they depict him as blue-eyed, blonde hair and all this other stuff. And when the illustration that comes attached to slavery is fed to our children, it's like the first image you see is they came over on a ship. These chiefs of these villages took money to enslave the people as a trade. That's the first image. You know what I'm saying? Those illustrations are like scorched into our minds.
Yeah, that's the reason why. Let them take it out. Let them take it out and leave it to us to teach our kids the right.
Right. Because those weren't some situations, but they weren't all situations. You understand? Some of those things held at gunpoint to give their people up. You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah. And then if you go back and ask, like, I wish I could have sit down. I had time enough to sit down and ask my grandma, but I go over my head in some of the stuff that they did tell us. And like I do know on my grandma's side, her grandma, her daddy was a white man and he was a slave master and he owned her mama. Now that part I do know they were slaves. That where the slaves come in at. But a lot of it, like on the other side, on my grandma's mama side, they was talking about we don't know nothing about no slavery. And my grandpa used to talk about that too. Cause a lot of us, they was indentured service, they wasn't slaves. A lot of the damn slaves was white people from Africa.
White people from Africa?
Most, if I'm telling y'all, look up Dane Calloway. He explains it, and it just makes sense. It just makes sense the way he show you pictures. He explain it in everyday terms. It just makes sense. Okay, if they brought all them people over here on ships, the way they say they came, a lot of the slaves that they did bring people over here, slaves over here on ships, but they was coming from Europe. The black, they was already coming from Europe. They were slaves that the people in Europe had went and got after. And they was taking the Indians from over here, just exactly the slave trade, and going to Europe and trading them over there and bringing them back and putting them on the auction block over here. The vast amount of Africans that came from Africa on boats was in the 1800s. After slavery was over with, and they was white.
And you saying that they were sold into slavery?
Hey, Legend, baby.
It wasn't so much that they were sold into slavery. They flip it. They say they was the indentured servants.
Okay.
Because they were poor white trash. That's where the word nigger come from. Because we was calling ourselves Niji. We need you. We indigenous. We was saying, if some of the Indians were saying we need you, they weren't saying we was Indian. We need you. And the people coming over here from Africa and Europe and all that, with their accent and their language over there, they couldn't say need you. They said nigger. And they started saying nigger because they were poor white trash.
Yeah, we did discuss that on a live before.
Yeah.
I encourage people to go listen at Dane Calloway. He got some very interesting facts over there.
And he tell you about the Department of Education too.
Yeah, I've
And
tapped into
he show you where he get it. He tell you if he don't exactly show you exactly where it came from, he tell you exactly where he got it from.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's deep rooted in the history. He definitely is.
Yeah.
Legging back.
And he was also, I remember watching one of his shows. He was definitely showing black generals in uniform
Yes.
before the Civil War. He definitely was,
Yes.
and it was making much sense to me, because I always wondered about that. So that just
Yeah.
proved further that we were already here.
Okay, cause we from Texas. What was one of the main thing they taught us in school about Texas?
What?
Remember the Alamo.
Oh,
Remember the Alamo. Remember the Alamo.
yeah. Yeah. That
They
supposed to be,
drilled it in our head.
yeah, that supposed to be the main spot for Texas. Get the Alamo. Uh-huh. You sure right, the Alamo. Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you the truth. They never, if you think about it, they never, ever really told us why the people in Texas were fighting the Mexicans. They didn't never really tell us. They just tell us, remember the Alamo, and told us what happened at the Alamo.
Right.
Right?
Right.
You know
But
why
we
they
never
were
said we
fighting?
didn't. I
You
don't know
know,
why they was fighting. I don't know.
I'm finna tell you why they were fighting. And I got that out of Dr. Claude Anderson book, 101 Black History Questions You Never Thought to Ask. Because we already know that most of this belonged to Mexico, right?
Mm-hmm.
And slavery
Right.
was illegal. And
In Mexico.
Mexico and the people, the white folks that come down here to Texas was trying to take it over and want to keep slavery. And it belonged to Mexico. And that's why they were fighting over the slavery. Because if slavery was illegal in Mexico.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I know they was. I didn't know that's why they was fighting. I never knew that.
Yes,
I
that's why
never
they
even
were
read
fighting.
that. I never read that. No, I never even read that nowhere.
And when I read it, I said they never did. They never really did tell us why they were fighting.
They
Mm-mm.
wanted you to know about it, but they didn't want to give you an explanation of why they
Yeah,
wanted you to know about it. Right. Makes
Right.
sense.
Right. What about ending climate protection?
because that's all bullshit. If you want climate control, stop cutting down. In the words of my husband, and he sang it all day, every day. Stop cutting down all the trees.
Stop cutting
Yeah.
down all the trees and stop playing with that cloud machine.
Yes, with that DARPA.
And
Yeah,
Right.
listen with
You're
the
right.
climate anyway, the climate controls anyway. Stop
It's messed
bothering.
up.
Right.
and,
The
and
climate
Trump
messed up
told
right now,
y'all.
y'all. The climate is messed up right now. It's messed. The climate is so screwed up. We don't even know sometimes when it's gonna rain. But back in the
Yeah,
day, we just go outside. We in the country. We go outside.
You
In
can
the
smell
country,
the
look in the
rain.
sky.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Middle,
And,
you can see the cloud. Looks like it's gonna rain tonight. Sometimes we look in. You know how the old
That
folks
now
say.
you
You know,
notice
my
that
leg.
you
You know,
notice how the weatherman he communicates now? Chance of rain.
yeah,
They use those
yeah.
words like Pap was saying earlier. They use those trick words. You know,
Girl,
you
I
don't
ain't never
never
paid
know.
no attention. I never paid no attention to TT. He
Or
say chance of
from
rain.
the
I
back,
never paid no attention.
yeah, chance of
I want to
rain.
listen tonight. I'm gonna listen tonight. When I watch the news, I sure am. Chance of rain. Okay, I got you. I
Suspicion of
got
a
you.
hurricane. You know, stuff like that. Yep,
I never paid
that's
no
all
attention.
them. We ain't got the power or the money or the funds to do no stuff like that with no weather. That's
And
all
Trump,
them doing that.
and Trump tried to tell y'all about that too. He said climate control is code words for what they finna do to the climate and some of the underhanded stuff they doing. All the exploration and all that. All that.
Like I said, a lot.
Just like I was saying the other night. Everybody know this why I don't understand. And dude I watched Phil, he said it too, and he made sense about it. Everybody know Trump is a racist son of a bitch. No ifs, ands, and
Yeah,
buts about
yeah,
it. Buts about it.
yeah.
Everybody know that. Everybody also know that he a businessman.
Right. And a lot of
And
people also like that he up front. He tell you up
yeah,
front. A lot of
I
black people
would
like
rather
that.
I'd rather for you to slap me in my face than stab me in my back. Because if you slap me in my face, I see who done it, and I'm ready to hit your ass back. If you stab me in my back, I don't know who done it. I gotta turn around and look, and they give you a chance to stab me again.
Right, and they're saying right now, you know, a lot of blacks is voting for gonna be voting for Trump right now. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see. So
but the vast majority, this, in my opinion, this is just my prediction. You're gonna have maybe about 20% vote for Trump, about 40% vote for Biden because he still got some out there retarded as hell. So that's 60%. And the other 40% gonna stay at home. They ain't voting at all.
Yeah.
And that's what's gonna happen.
Increase the Arctic drilling.
Sorry about that, y'all. I forgot.
You good.
What about the Arctic drilling?
What they gonna do? Stop it or start it?
They just didn't say. They said increase it. They increase it.
Yeah, increase it.
They need to. You print money for nothing. The dollar ain't worth a damn, and you steady print money. How you?
That's dealing with the pipelines and stuff, right?
Yeah, that, and you really exploit the Arctic that much, so it might be all the shit there that would help the people. You don't know what's there really because you ain't never really been there.
So what's been the halt on that? The funding? What has been the issue with that? Doing that?
The issue is that the Democrats don't like they go to the oil drilling period and the pipeline. The Democrats are greedy. Mm-hmm. They don't want to share the money with nobody but who they want to. Most Republicans, they tell you, everybody tell you, Republicans racist, Republicans racist. The Democrats racist too. They racist too. Once you realize that they racist, the Republicans are hardcore racist. The Democrats are soft shoe racist. All you gotta do is pay attention to the politics, you'll see it. Black folks voted for Creepy Joe to get in office. He even walk around now and talking about he ain't worried about the black vote because he know they're gonna come out for him. But time you got in office, you got to change a crime bill, not us. The FBI done told you that a black person is more apt to a hate crime than anybody in America. So why we ain't got a hate crime bill, but everybody else do? Now you gonna tell me I can't call a Jew boy that's anti-Semitic and is against the law. So in other words, you taking away my First Amendment right, freedom of the First Amendment, freedom of speech. You telling me I can't say what I want to say. You telling me I get a hate crime if I call a chain, but they can call me a nigga all day and don't nothing happen to him? That math ain't mathing.
Yep. And when they gave them a hate crime passed a hate crime for them, they did it quick. I mean, it took them no time. I mean, it was done. Yeah. It was done within a month. I mean, it was done within weeks. Matter of fact.
And not only that, with ain't nobody talk. A few people talk about it, but they seem to want to not talk about that because then it'll bring it all the way more to the forefront. You not only gave them a hate crime, you gave them everything we was asking for. You gave them reparations and you gave them a hate crime bill.
Yeah.
Because they wasn't whining about people beating them up. Because they the one beating up niggas in their salon store. They was whining about COVID was shutting their businesses down and their money. That's what them church ain't whining about. Their money was getting cut off.
Yeah, that's what they was mad about.
And he gave them a hate crime bill and money.
Child, they sure enough was picking up brooms and stuff and trying to sweep us on up out. They were trying to whoop our ass.
Yeah, girl. Talking about us.
Every motherfucking the top two things that we asked for reparations is three top things that black people want. We want reparations in the cut the check in cash form. We don't want nothing. We don't need no vouchers. We don't need none of that. Give us the money and we're gonna do what we need to do with it.
Right.
Even the ones that throw it away, is they prerogative to throw it away.
Anyway, yeah, yeah.
We want reparation in the form of cash payments. We
Right.
want a hate crime bill because we have more violence is hate crimes committed against us than anybody.
And any
And
other
qualified immunity for them race soldiers, better known as the popos.
we did say that the other day,
Uh,
they so afraid of giving us our money and our reparations because they know we gonna be a powerful force.
Yeah.
We
And the
said
bad
dang.
today.
and the bad part about it, and this my opinion, but if you look at it, you might agree with me, you might not. They ain't gonna have no other choice. They gonna
Yeah.
have to give it to us because it go. I'm gonna break it down to the way why I feel and think this way. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. And we was first, and now we last, cause it was ours to begin with. Y'all came over here and took it. Then y'all made us last. So now it's time for us to be first. And in order for America to survive, you're gonna have to give us that power. We made it,
Yeah.
we built it, it was ours, and we're gonna be the only ones to sustain it. Cause y'all dumbasses up there fighting each other and coming up with these stupid ass laws and rules and regulations. That's the reason why you've been going around the world bullying people. Your time is up.
Yep. Yep. Hold on. Gonna find out. Gonna find out. Okay, what
That's
y'all think
right.
about increasing the Arctic drilling?
Yeah, they can do that. They
Yeah,
can do that.
you just read that one off. We said
Oh, okay.
it
Okay,
could
my
be
bad.
done.
Yeah. What about deregulate big business and in the oil business industry?
Yes, they can do that.
Promote and expedite capital punishment.
No,
Mm-mm.
I
no,
got
but I'm
Oh,
not. That's kind of a toss up. That's kind of a toss up.
I
Cause
say no.
I say it's a toss up now. I ain't being. I'm. This just where I feel. If you just go out and hastily kill somebody, you just evil and going around killing somebody. You need the same thing. Somebody need to kill you. So I go along with the capital punishment on that. But you already know that if they do that, the main ones that they gonna do it to is us.
I don't.
What
I
you think,
don't
TT?
believe. I don't believe that they have carried out the capital punishment law on everybody who's guilty.
You're right. That's what I'm saying.
I feel like that's the problem. I feel like
And, and a
it's
lot of
unfair, right?
and it's been proven. We've been seeing it. We've been seeing it. I know strong for the last 10, 15 years. It's been proven that half of them you got sitting on death row, the black ones, is innocent.
Yes, ma'am. Y'all seen that movie Just Mercy
No, I haven't.
with Jamie Foxx? Yeah, y'all check that movie out.
Just mercy. Okay.
Hmm.
Uh,
Okay.
hold on. I'm gonna bring somebody. Cause you know who I'm talking to, but I gotta go get the name. I gotta go get the name. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Okay. I hadn't seen that movie, TT. I hadn't even heard about that movie. It's a good movie, huh?
It's a very good movie. You can
Okay.
catch it on Prime Video. I think it ran on Stars. It's about us and the
Okay,
justice
I'm gonna check
system
it out.
and capital punishment and how the majority of black men sitting on death row are innocent. and that's just a book thrown at them. You know what I'm saying? So if you expedite capital punishment, you could possibly be executing the majority of the black men sitting on death row who are innocent.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And cause you know who I'm talking about too. Remember, you know Delma Banks?
Yeah.
You know they say he killed that white girl?
I remember that a long time ago.
And he's still sitting down now on death row. They brought him back to trial. They
Oh, he's
threw out
still
some
down
of the
there.
stuff. They brought him back to trial after 20
Yeah,
years. I remember because that was the big talk of time when I first moved to Texarkana. Everybody was talking about it. And I
no,
know his
I
sister
don't remember.
Jackie. I know his sister Jackie. Because
Mhm.
when the couple of months I went to Texas High, she was in one of my classes, so I know Jackie. And she was telling me about it. And then when they brought him back to trial, I followed it in the newspaper and I went and looked up a bunch of the stuff about it. There was a
Okay.
sham trial. He did not kill that white girl. He happened to be with them two white boys and left. And one of them white boys with him killed that girl. And they know it. And they put it on him.
Mm.
Hmm.
I've heard too many cases like that in my day.
Yeah, I've
Cause
heard. I
one
heard.
of them, the two white boys that he was with, one of them was her brother, and the other one was her boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
Some of them
Mhm.
just be a case of being at the wrong place at the wrong time and just being identified.
And that's exactly what it was.
Yep.
He was with them white boys.
Ain't this some?
There's
Yeah.
a Mexican lady sitting down there on death row right now. She's one of the very few women sitting on death row in Texas.
I think
Yeah.
I remember that TT. Uh
They
huh.
did a documentary on her. They said she murdered her baby. The little girl had fell down some steps or something, and the little kid, her little siblings, told the police. You know, no, she fell down the stairs. Well, see, her mother didn't see it, so she just laid her down. You know, put her to
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah.
She's at fault for not rushing her to the emergency room, making sure she didn't have no broken bones and stuff like that. But yeah, she got charged and sentenced to death.
Wait a minute, TT. You ain't heard the latest? Cause I saw it on the news about a year ago. They really took her back to trial. They let her off.
Oh, they
What?
did?
They sure did. I heard. When you brought it up, it clinked. I saw it on the news because they were fighting for it.
I
And at
don't
the last minute, she got a pardon.
They did a couple of documentaries on her. Her family was like, that's just not something she would do. She loved her kids.
Yes, and then,
Yeah.
yeah, I watched. Yep, and the last minute, Ku Klux Klan on Will gave her a pardon.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's good. He gave. That's good. He
But
gave her
that
a part.
she was itching closer to her death date.
Yep,
And
and
it always concerned me because I know that there was a lot of people up down there upset.
yeah, and at the last, that's how come it made the news up here. And at
Yeah.
the last minute, they interviewed her too. And at
Yeah.
the last minute, I think it was like a day before, her date was set. Cause that's when they really went to hollering about it. Ku Klux Klan gave her, on Wheels gave her a pardon.
Well, you know,
That's
that's the
good.
problem with our justice system and circumstantial evidence and all that other mess. Mumble jumble. That's getting a lot of people placed on death row as well.
Yeah, but that black man down here, I think his name Ralph something, I can't remember what his name. They had the evidence that he was innocent and they still executed him in
Yeah,
Texas.
'cause they got these weird. I mean, they got this thing where it's like we don't necessarily even need a body, you know, because the big thing
Yeah.
today was you got to have a body, some DNA evidence, some hair follicle, something. They like no, it doesn't even matter. We just need enough substantial evidence.
Yeah.
And that is one of the most messed up things I feel is being done in within our justice system.
And most of their substantial evidence is circumstance.
And it could be planted.
Yep.
How many times have we seen that? You know what I'm
A
saying?
lot. A lot.
So,
Yep.
What about in
just
marriage
to know
equality?
everyone.
What about in marriage equality? You know, in the marriage equality. What about that?
He talking about them gays, yeah, he can do that too.
But
Well,
shoot,
Perk, I
they
don't want to offend the community that may be hearing your bushes or listening or rewatching. So I would just say my opinion is I'm traditional. Um, that's not what I was taught to believe in. So, I don't even touch the surface of that.
yeah.
Let for YouTube's sake, my opinion is my opinion, and my opinion is yeah, they can end that.
Well, me personally, I mean, my opinion. I guess you could say my opinion kind of two ways. Okay, my first way would be that I don't care about two people married same sex marry each other, but long as not they I feel that they need to have their own little community, their own little town community, their own little whatever for them to do what they want to do in that town. I don't
That
really,
would
as long as I don't see it. I mean, and you're not trying to push it on. You're not trying to push it out on the kids. I mean, I don't care. I mean, it don't bother me.
Well,
You gotta find happiness somewhere. You gotta be happy. If a man ain't making a woman happy, she wanna be happy. If she found a woman to make her happy, that's her business. I mean, I don't care.
Well,
this
my stance was I was pretty disgusted when I saw that they had the transmissions in the schools, the elementary schools, during reading time, and they were coming in there reading about
Right.
that way in life. I
yeah.
said, what is this mess? You know
Now, I
what
got a
I'm saying?
problem with that. Yeah.
I got a very
Yeah.
big problem
Yeah.
with that. But I'm
As long as
with you. If you want to do it,
if
that's your life. But it don't push it on me. I don't feel like I should be
Right.
made to see.
Right.
You know,
Don't put you on somebody else, or don't try to put you on the kids and nothing like that. That's what you do. That's what you do. It should be
Mhm.
allowed. Don't put you out on the kids, or you can't do it. It was a law that was making you can't do it in certain places. You can't be at a salon and be like this and be like that. But like I said, I don't care if you get in your own little surrounding. What you do is what you do, and you ain't putting out on the kids,
It
and you ain't
falls
trying.
under civil rights. I mean, y'all say, well, we're gonna take abortion rights. We're gonna stop y'all from smoking in public. We're gonna stop y'all from doing X, Y, Z. You know what I'm saying? But you're not
Yeah.
putting a stipulation on that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
This this my
Right.
take on it.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. If you're a woman, you like a woman, that's your business. If you're a man, you like a man, that's your business. But why are you bringing what you do in your bedroom out of it for everybody else and trying to make everybody else agree with it? What goes on in your bedroom shouldn't be my business.
Yeah,
But
and then
okay.
y'all got something natural. I'm born a woman, but y'all putting a label on me. Y'all calling me a cis
Yeah,
woman. What the hell is that?
that's what I want to know. What is a cis woman?
Parts, my reproductive parts. I mean, I ain't got nothing extra going on. Ain't strapping on nothing extra. Like, what the hell? Why are you calling me that? You see what I'm
Yeah,
Right.
saying? Don't. When you stigmatize everybody, that's when it become a problem. You put yourselves in y'all's bubble and leave us in ours. You get what I'm
why?
Right. But
Why do I
y'all
have?
remember? Do
Why
y'all
do
remember?
I
Sorry,
have?
but do y'all remember back in the day? You just say back in the days, if you kept in the closet, the people didn't know nobody was like that. It was kept in the
Yeah,
closet back in the day. It didn't come out like that. You would never know your auntie was like that. You would never know your uncle like that. But if you're in the family, yeah, but nobody else didn't do it. No, they don't bring it all around you. They don't do all that little stuff. So they expected you. What
And
happened
I'm
to
gonna
yeah.
tell
you?
you something
What
else. When
happened to
the
that?
AIDS epidemic hit the scene, they had their own hospital. So you already knew back then it wasn't stigmatized like this. They had their own hospital. So if they had this, it was a separation for a reason.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
And
saying
then
Yeah.
on top of that, why should I defend the fact that God made me a woman?
exactly, Pat.
Right. Right. You're right. You're right. What about condemning single mothers while promoting only traditional families?
Absolutely not.
No, no, they need to leave that alone because a lot of they go back to the abortion. If I want to be a single parent, that's my choice.
Hmm.
Right.
Why I gotta get
Right.
married to have a baby? Why I gotta get married to raise a baby? When a lot of the single parents, the black single parents we got today is all constructed and designed by the government. So now y'all want to end it?
Right.
Right.
You didn't
You're
want,
right.
you didn't want the
Mm-hmm.
black men in the homes, and that's been proven. You
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely
it
tore
sure
up
have. I always got to the movie.
black families. You absolutely tore it up, and now you trying to do the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
And see,
And then
they take you back to the movie called Claudine. They take you back to that movie. You know what I'm talking about? And
Yeah.
a lot of people need to sit down
One
and
of my
watch that movie.
One
And
of
then
my
on top of that, you
My
not
favorite
only got
movie.
it just don't affect the black community, it affect the white community too, because you got women out there that want to be single parents.
Yes. You
Yeah,
got
you
women,
do.
you got women's rights, period. Women are going to the fertility clinic, they getting their little frozen do buddy, and they doing the damn thing, and they don't need a man in the picture at all, and they're okay with that. You
And then
understand?
Right.
and then take the flip side. You got sperm banks. You got men going out there selling their sperm, giving it away. They you got to look at it one or two ways. You know, this to help a woman that might want a baby, or I might not want no kids, but let somebody else have a kid,
Yeah,
and
you
I'm
Right.
helping them.
right.
Right. Right. For instance, like the and her friend, they went and got to my baby. They got a beautiful baby. You know, they got to my baby. You see what I'm saying? And they
Yeah,
happy. If you want to get your baby, get you one. You know, but if a
yeah,
woman wants, don't try to tell woman what she can and can't do. That's crazy.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
kids. Mm-mm-mm. What about defunding the FBI and the Homeland Security?
Yes, yes,
They ain't doing nothing no way. That's how I feel.
yeah.
But creating problems. Yeah, creating big problems.
If
With the
well, my
YS,
thing is, my thing. I don't agree with a lot of the FBI, but I agree with some of the stuff they do. If you restrict them strictly to certain areas, it'll be okay. Not digging in everybody's business and labeling people black identity extremists, uh, or whatever y'all want to label us, cause we want to walk around with our guns. Them white folks walk around with their guns, and you ain't saying shit.
They sure doing it now. Everybody doing it now.
and
They
we ain't even
Restricted.
touch on extremist groups.
I feel
'Cause
like they need to restrict them to certain stuff.
Yeah. Because think about it, y'all. If we was that extremist, this place would have been burnt down a long time ago.
Long time ago. Long time ago.
Y'all did away with the Black Panthers. What is you talking about? You
Thank
know
you.
what I'm saying? You can't put that label on us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That ain't right at
Yeah.
all. That ain't us. That ain't our group of folk. Look
What
the other
about
way.
using,
And
what
you,
about using the military? How they gonna use the military to break up domestic protests?
no,
Martial law.
no. You don't need the military for that, because the military is supposed to protect the country from outside,
Yeah, that ain't no
not people on the inside.
Yeah, those trick words again, Pat.
Yep.
Those trick words.
The trick words, yeah. That's
Yeah, you
crazy.
can't fool us with that one. We too smart for that. We've been told about that a long time ago. Yeah, that ain't nothing but martial law.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so too. What about
Some
end
of it,
birthright citizenship? Huh? Go ahead.
some of it I agree with, some of it I don't, and some of it,
Military bum rushing up in my house, taking my artillery, and I got a license to carry. I worked for it, paid for it. You know what I'm saying? I
that's
just,
right.
y'all tried to do that mess to them down in Louisiana during Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah,
So
and then they got
right.
it bad. They got it bad throwing the Constitution up in our face, but they'll take it and tear it up anytime they want to.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying. That's the whole
But,
point.
but when we take the Constitution, like our Second Amendment right to bear arms, oh, it's a problem.
And you know, I read through it again the other day, Pat. I mean, because somebody threw that up in my face, and I said, come on now. I can name about 15 things in the Constitution they ain't following right now today.
Yeah.
That's all right. You right, TT. You right.
Yeah,
And
so
they
call a spade a spade, keep it moving.
But they
Yeah,
following
they're not enforcing nothing.
they following that section in the 13th Amendment that if you get arrested, you're a felon, you're a slave. They following that, ain't they?
Following that to a T. Following that to a T.
What about the mass deportation of immigrants and incarceration of in the camps?
I agree. Get them up out of here.
Let me say this. It's a problem when the government is bringing them over for a purpose, right? The
Right.
ones that came out, you know, they ancestors came, they maybe this past few generations of their kinfolk came and they have established their citizenship. Leave them alone. But them other ones, yeah, no, they don't have a right to be here because they are the criminals that is bringing the biggest of the crimes over here.
Yes.
Yeah, put them back on the banana boat and definitely send them back where they came from.
And not only that, they coming over here bullying black people.
Absolutely.
And me and Cosette talked about this, but I'm gonna bring it up because every time I think about it, it made me mad. I want if I could put my hands on that girl, and I don't condone violence, but if I could get close enough to her, I would slap her face. You you got a Colombian, 24 years old, came over here when she was 9. So you ain't been here. No, she came over here in 2009. She 24 now. So you came as a kid. You come over here on Juneteenth, you decide to make a video using black music in the background, talk about now that they finna shove Juneteenth down our throat, and it ain't nothing but a ghetto holiday, and if you don't like what's going on in America, get the fuck out. Y'all gotta excuse me because I'm finna get crazy now, and I might say some bad words. Who the fuck is... Who you been here a hot 5 minutes and you gonna get on make a motherfucker video on Juneteenth and tell us if we don't like America, get the fuck out? Who invited you?
She's one of those stupid stupid porcelain girls. That's all. She
Yeah.
wasn't all right. She was talking the wrong thing or hanging around the wrong people, and they talk about the wrong things and probably doing some of the wrong things, and her crazy thought. You know,
Somebody did some research on them. They said they came from Colombia, and when they was in Colombia, they had a little money. The family had a little money, and they had a little prestige. But when them drug lords got hot in Colombia, they had to get them down there. So 9 times out of 10, your hand was in the midst of it too if you had money.
right.
And then you come up here, and then you want to turn around. As a kid, your parents were probably saving you because the heat was probably hiding, and you know them Colombians will take out the whole family. They don't care. So your family was probably trying to get you to safety, and then you come up here where it's safe. Well, we done made it safe for you at, and then you tell us if we don't like it, get the fuck out. Yeah. Who invited you?
Wait, next it up.
You go home. Cause it's our home.
They like to abuse the olive branch that we extended to them.
Yeah, and
right.
And now it's time we stop extending that olive branch. Take it back and break it. Cause how you gonna come up here? You've been here since 2009. It's 2024. You 24 years old now.
Right.
So you was 9 years old when you come. If you came in 2009, it's 2024. You're 24 now. So you 9 years old.
You said the key thing. She 24. She ain't lived life long enough to tell me.
Right. That's why I said you know what I'm saying?
And how you gonna come to somebody else's country and tell them to get the fuck out? You get the fuck out. Her exact words was, get the fuck out. Those were exact words.
And then maybe how she was, like I said, she probably had kind of friends over in Colombia like that. You know what I'm saying? Did she come over to America over here? You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's just wild to me that they're afforded the opportunity to come over here, live like us, inherit our what's the word? Attributes, right? And then look down on us, look their nose down on us, like we beneath.
It baffles me how you afforded the opportunity to come over here and live freedom and like you want to off of what our ancestors built and off of our blood, sweat, and tears, and then you tell us if we don't like it, get the fuck out.
Right.
We built this. This ours. That's like somebody coming to my house and telling me if I don't like my house, get the fuck out, and they gonna stay here. Who the fuck is you?
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah, Pam. I stay here. You get out. Yeah.
Here come the war. See, you know that upset me a little bit.
No, yeah,
it might would have been a different story. It might not would have stung so bad if she had been like 40, 35, 40, you done been here a while. But you ain't
Right.
old enough to tell nobody to get out of America when you ain't been here but a hot 5 minutes. And then on top of that, you talking to black people. And this is ours. We built this. You didn't. You from Colombia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, she might have been, like I said, she might have been, that's how she probably was older in her country, with her friends or whatever. They probably how she had her with the mindset. She had to
Yeah.
be, like you said, by her being that age, yeah, that's probably what happened. Like you said, she get a little older.
Well, you
40.
know, the way they're so highly oppressed over there, the women, right? We ain't talking about the men.
Yeah.
Don't come over here and start smelling yourself.
Yeah.
That again, right? And that's
Yeah.
that's your reality. That's not ours. But it can very easily become
Well, the man in Chicago, the immigrant in Chicago, telling the black woman no money for you. What the fuck is the money you getting is hers?
right. Ignorance, man. Ignorance.
Yeah.
Yeah. We shouldn't be baffled by it.
Right.
It's an everyday way of life for
She
some
need
people.
to keep
Yeah.
her mouth shut.
Mhm.
She mess around, and then on top of that, she running for office.
Why would they
She'll
want to mess
mess
with the
around.
birthright citizenship? Why would they want to mess with that?
Well, it's like TT said, if they done been over here and done established, they just, little like got 2 or 3 generations over here, they can stay over here. They done been over here. You done stayed over here enough to say you in America. You done put your tax dollars in and you done worked and whatever. You
Right.
America, let them stay.
Yeah.
But all of them that done came in the last 4 years, get
Yeah.
them up out of here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you haven't been a part of a melting pot, we don't need you to become a part of the melting
That's
pot.
right.
Yeah. Right there.
Mm-hmm. What about banning Muslims from entering the country?
Well, what you gonna do about all of them that's already here?
Right.
It's too many of them here already.
Yeah.
But you got to look at it like this. See, that's where he wrong at, because to be a Muslim, that's your belief.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
That's your belief, and you stepping on freedom of religion.
Absolutely.
And the Nation of Islam is Muslim, and all of them are Americans. So where you gonna send them?
Mhm. Yep.
So that's stupid. That's stupid. I told you they dumb. Trump dumb too. He just a businessman. You can be dumb and be a businessman.
Running into the United States. I mean, you're gonna lose a lot of money sending them away.
Yeah.
You will. You will.
Where you gonna send them? They citizens of America. The Nation of Islam. Where you gonna send them? They got a right to be here.
Yeah, and they don't
Where you
got
gonna send them?
want to go do their little their prayer 3 times a day, and
Right.
not
Right.
saying they don't bother nobody. Not, I mean, the ones
Right.
that they don't hear, they're not radical. You got to separate the radicals from the ones that are just over here to be peaceful, live life, and get their little piece of civil pie. You can't impose on that.
Let me show you how contradictory that is. Let me show you how contradictory that is. You telling me that I can't believe in Islam, but I can believe that if I'm a boy, that I'm a girl.
Exactly.
I really don't see Muslims getting into too much trouble. I mean, they don't get into too much
I think
trouble.
that's what's the biggest. Pat just honed in on that, and I'm so glad she did. I think that's the biggest slap in the face. Everything within that doctrine, that agenda, is contradictory. You can't outdo one without outdoing another. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
We got to stop putting a band-aid on how this stuff is worded and how it's going to affect a whole, not just little thing, but a whole contrast of things, our laws and regulations of this country. And I think that where we're getting it misconstrued is that it should be our choice.
Right.
Point blank, period. It should be our choice.
And it go back to the trick bag words too.
Yes.
See, Trump got a problem with them people from Afghanistan, and he need to get them out over here too, cause half of them hate America, and the vast majority of them are Muslims. So he just instead of saying, and a lot of them people that come from overseas, Afghanistan, all them Iran and Iraq and Pakistan, a lot of them are Muslim.
Yeah.
And he not gonna say the countries. He say Muslim, cause he know
Yeah, he
ain't
said the whole
nobody paying attention to that. They
right.
paying more attention to the word Muslim instead of
Mhm.
if he said the countries.
But you got plenty of Muslim countries that are not radical. You know,
Thank you.
they ain't
Yeah.
trying to die for Allah or none of that. And
Right.
you can't sympathize them. You can't.
Right, right.
Like Pat said, you got them specific people of those specific countries that we've been in trouble with. Yeah, get them on zone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Know who they are and what they
Yeah.
stand for. They're not quiet about it. You see what I'm saying? They're very radical. They're very voiceful. So why should it be a secret? You know what I'm saying? On
Right.
who's who? It's not. It
Right.
absolutely isn't.
So they're gonna try to eliminate. They're gonna eliminate the federal agency like the FDA, the EPA, like Pep just said. Where I go to NOAA. What's the NOAA?
Oh, wait a minute. I know this national organization. Wait a minute. Let me not let me not guess, Pat. I mean Perk.
Pep, what is
Give me a
NOAA?
second. I'm looking it up right now because
No,
I
I
want to
don't
tell
know
you
it.
exactly.
What is what?
NOAA,
NOAA.
National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration.
So
Okay.
they need to get rid of that too.
I didn't know what they was. TT.
Well, here and it goes back to what Pat said. Why it might be better to get rid of some of these federal organizations, because why are you bothering what's down in the ocean? This just
Right.
opens the door for them to be able to go and tamper with stuff
Yep.
and
That's
bother
right.
shit that's meaningful to us because it's our atmosphere. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying? It's our environment getting messed over.
Yeah.
When it's too much research going to be enough research? Does that make sense to y'all?
And then and
Nah.
this another thing. Those
It don't make no
a
sense
lot of
at all.
those
I hate that they're trying to act as God. I hate that. I really hate that.
yeah, but that's them because they don't know no better. They don't know no better. But a lot of them agencies, they don't make laws. They make rules and regulations and
Right.
policies. Those are not laws. And then if you don't go along with their rules and regulations, you get fined. They hit in your pocket because that's what the Portsmouth people do. They want to hit you in the pocket, even their own. They don't care because they
That's
greedy.
not even something that we have a hand in, though. Because it goes back to being like, you don't have a hand in none of that stuff. Name one black person you know that's got a hand in any of that.
You right. You right.
And like Pap said earlier, we ain't getting the jobs to do. You know what I'm saying? We are not working these jobs.
So like, especially
They ain't gonna never let us work these jobs.
No, and they like I said, we can't get ahead. We got to be kept at a minimum level. We got to be kept at a minimum level. We can't get past a certain level. They don't want us to pass a certain level. If we
That's
just
right.
the problem.
That's the reason why they don't want to pay us reparations. Because they know if they pay us reparations, we gonna leave them alone and do our own thing. And they can't survive without us.
Yeah.
Who
And I
they
know
gonna fight
people
with? Who they gonna
nowadays,
mistreat?
why do they include race in everything? And you just can't have one without the other. And I, unfortunately, because I was really doing a lot of research this past week, Perk can tell you, I just know that if we can gain our power back, just a little smidget of it, we gonna be something else. We will be something else, and they're afraid of it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look when it comes to this stuff that we're talking about. You got to look at it on a whole nother high level. Like seriously.
And we already got the ball rolling. But I'm gonna tell you one thing that'll get about a little momentum. We got $3.1 trillion dollars worth of trillion power spending power. If we pull that back and put just a third of it in black businesses, that'll make them wake up.
And we did say that. a few times.
We ain't got to go to Walmart. We ain't got to go to Target. We ain't got to go to Kroger just because they got corner to market on all of that. We ain't got to.
Yeah.
We
But like I
look
said,
on TikTok. They making soap. They making haircut products. They
We
making
got
purses. They making shoes. They doing everything that you walk in Walmart and Target and get.
people sewing. We got people seamstress. We got barbers. We got hairstylists. We got cooks and chefs. I mean, we got everybody dipping their hand in everything.
That's right.
Right.
And if we was
Right.
to pull back just a third of that $3.1 trillion, that'll make them take notice. If they might not say nothing about it, but they'll look around. Then we pull a little bit more back, put another third back. Then they gonna sit up. We pull another third back, then they gonna start talking.
And stand up. Absolutely. Yeah.
They
Right.
don't wake up. They'll be walking in.
We just don't have any excuses, y'all. We just don't.
We really don't. We really don't.
We have this much talent in our DNA, built within us. And
Right.
we can't properly use it. We keep letting them hold us back.
Yeah,
Right.
because they don't. It ain't no excuse, but you just have to lay the facts out there. They done indoctrinated too many of us, and some of us is blind and deaf and can't talk, and we choose to be that way instead of waking up and trying to learn sign language.
Right.
Exactly.
And we can take it a step further and learn Braille too.
Yep.
Yeah, we can learn Braille too. Sign language. Now that's a force to be reckoned with.
So they want to. They're saying that they want to continue to pack the Supreme Court and lower courts rights wing judge. Yeah, they want.
They did it. They already did that.
The Supreme Court and lower courts with right wing. What is a right wing judge?
The right. That's a lot of them Republicans and the way they think, and them porcelain people is on code and the way they think, and they want to put more people in there that think like the Republicans on the Supreme Court. You already got it stacked. They been stacking it.
Yeah.
I never knew they had a right wing judge. I never knew
It just means that our influence from our side, political side, would not be. It can't move the Supreme Court decision.
Yeah.
And, I mean, how would that bother us anyway? They already stacked with right wingers. And in the history of the Supreme Court, it ain't been but 3 melanated people on there, and only one was on there that actually helped us, and that was Thurgood Marshall folks. And Clarence Thomas ain't did nothing for us. Ketanji Brown,
that man ain't doing nothing.
He ain't did nothing but what the white folks paying him to say. He ain't doing nothing. And Ketanji Brown Jackson or whatever her name is, you walking around as a woman with a husband and kids, and you don't know the definition of the woman. So it can't hurt us no more than what it's already doing to us.
Tell you what, I don't know. Some things I agree on this project 2025, but I'm glad that I'm glad it got leaked out and made Trump come out with it. But then he needs to stop trying to deny that he said it, and then trying to deny it from what he did when he was running for president back in the day.
He still bumped his head on the table. The best thing for us to do is start calling out these local judges and in the elections and all that. Start calling them out. Because if you start at the bottom, it'll work its way up. As long as we sit back and take everything that's going on in certain states, judges are elected, not selected. In some states they selected, in some states they elected, and in the states that's elected, black people need to pay more attention to who being elected, because when they get on the state level, then they move on up. and they pay the upper echelons, the one that's putting them on the Supreme Court, is paying attention to them. You don't think Joe Biden knew Ketanji Brown Jackson was a bootlick when he put her up there?
I'm sure he did know. He had checked out well. He knew what he was doing when he got him. He knew he doing.
And he wasn't doing nothing but pandering to the black people and the black women at that. Because it had never been no black woman on the Supreme Court. So to shut us up and to try to keep us on the plantation, you'll put this bootlick up there because we see a black face in a high place. And so we're going to go right along with it. In 2020, whenever they put on the Supreme Court, 2022, 2023, if you got any kind of critical thinking skills, you would have been tired of looking at the first black this, the first black that. We've been looking at that for years. I was one of the first black women to work at the Parks Department in Texarkana in 2000. I'm tired of looking at it, and the average black person should be tired of it too.
Huh?
Just to add to the commentary, can I play these 4? I think I have 3 or 4 audio videos to play for you and Pat in the audience.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. Okay. I'm going to mute.
Okay.
Go on mute, Pat.
Okay. Wait.
Sound the alarm. Project 2025 is a far-right manifesto. It is a 1,000-page bucket list of extremist policies that would uproot every government agency and disrupt the lives of every person who calls this country home. I won't detail every aspect, but I'll share some highlights. The Department of Education would be eliminated. Cutting students off from civil rights protections and ending essential Title I funding for K-12 schools. The Department of Justice would go on a murdering spree. It would rush to use the death penalty and expand its use to even more people while circumventing due process protections. Project 25 not only calls for national book bans in schools, but also creates a list of banned words for the federal government that would be deleted from, quote, every federal rule, agency regulation, contract, grant, and piece of legislation that exists. End quote. Here are just a few of the words on the list: diversity, gender, reproductive health, and of course, conservatives want to ban the word abortion. On that note, abortion care would be inaccessible and illegal no matter where you lived. Take it from them. On page 6 of its playbook, Project 2025 states, quote, the Dobbs decision is just the beginning, end quote. And we must sound the alarm. Project 2025 is a far-right manifesto. It is a 1,000-page bucket list of...
Okay. So that's Representative Ayanna Pressley.
Okay.
And that's her breakdown of Project 2025. She's a congresswoman, and she was breaking down the manifesto. And
she's a congresswoman there.
Video. Yeah, her name was Ayanna.
Yeah, she's the bald-headed black lady in Congress. She got cancer.
Okay. And then this is information on the Chevron doctrine that was overturned.
Okay. Go on mute. Okay. Go on mute, Pat.
So the Chevron doctrine just got overturned. Y'all know what that mean, right?
I can't hear it, TT.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Let me try to turn my audio up. Y'all bear with me.
Okay, go right ahead. We not here.
All right, see if it's a little better now.
So the Chevron doctrine just got overturned. Y'all know what that mean, right? You know what that mean. 40 years.
I don't hear nothing. Okay.
Administrative state, the deep state.
Okay. So he's saying the Chevron doctrine was overturned, and this happened on June 28th, 2024. And he's
Mhm.
giving a breakdown of what the Chevron doctrine is. He says,
Has had the power to govern itself.
hold on, let's go back.
Govern itself. The administrative state. Explain. 40 years. The administrative state.
Okay, so for 40 years, the administrative state,
The deep state.
the deep state,
Has had the power to govern itself.
has had the power to govern itself
Make laws based upon failing in Africa.
and make laws based upon failing.
This is a big nail in the coffin for the deep state, y'all.
This is a nail in the coffin for the deep state.
A lot of our power has been given back to us.
A lot of our power has been given back to us.
Literally, if you don't know that, you need to go figure out what this case is and why it's been overturned. I really just told you. Y'all know who they just took down? Do y'all know who they just took down? Other than
So
Donald Trump,
basically what it means is the American currency is changing for sure.
They just took down the Illuminati. Boom.
A federal agency can no longer govern itself. This decision is left up to the courts now, and the country can take down the entity that started it.
So just never.
So that's a breakdown of what the Chevron doctrine is. So I do suggest that you go and do the research on the Chevron doctrine, what that means for us and the country. But it was definitely overturned this year on June 28th. And a lot of people know about it, and there's some people that don't know about it.
I know. I didn't know about it.
Yeah, I mentioned it to you.
Yeah.
Somebody sent it to me, and I was like, "What the heck is that?" I didn't even know what that was. But I think that's big bank corporations.
You want me to put it in layman's terms for you?
Go ahead.
Cause you remember, cause it happened in 1984. TTU was too little. I was 16. I remember. That's when they had that oil spill out there in the Gulf, and they said Chevron was at fault.
Oh, okay. I remember that. Yeah. Okay, I remember that. I remember.
Chevron got fined all that money because they was found at fault and they violated EPA policies and procedures and regulations. So they had to pay. Remember, they had to pay all that money and clean that oil spill up.
I remember that. It took a long time to clean it up. Yep.
Yes, and they had to pay all them fines. So now, if he killed the EPA, and that's why they saying the
Federal
government.
Reserve, ABC agencies. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. They don't have the right to tell you got to pay all this money and stuff. That's how they hit the big corporations' pockets. And and that's what they use, like, because at that time, Chevron was one of the biggest gas companies in America and around the world. And
It sure was.
The other ones was fighting, trying to get in, and want to bring the big man down. And that's how they did it when that oil spill happened.
Right.
I remember that oil spill. I remember that. I remember that for sure.
And he right. Because most of them people that own them big, large companies, that's the 1%. That's the Illuminati.
So that's the Illuminati. Yes. And it says one part of the doctrine states the court should deter to administrative agencies interpretations of ambiguous laws as long as those interpretations are reasonable. The second part of the Chevron doctrine states that if it was to be overturned, it would mean that courts would have less inclination to to defer to agency interpretations of laws. And the other part, which is the third part, potentially would lead to more judicial scrutiny and interpretation of regulations and statutes.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Agencies cannot interpret or create laws. Interpretation is for the courts, and creation is for the legislative branch with deference. Agencies were creating and interpreting, leading to abuse. So that's why it was turned.
And that's exactly what that's what it was, because Chevron did not say that they wasn't at fault because it was their ships and their oil and everything else. They didn't say they wasn't at fault. The EPA, they said they violated the regulations and stuff of the EPA and they was fined. But how you gonna fine me for violating the regulation when that regulation is not a law? That's what they saying.
Right.
Well, so the project 2025, we're gonna see how it's gonna turn out. What's gonna go on? I tell you, it's gonna be a lot of changes we made. I hope a lot of people ready.
Potentially, yeah.
A lot of people.
So, you know, take a lot from this live, and I'm speaking to all the people that's in you know, that are tuned in and may come back and rewatch, or people that are going to rewatch, and take what you can from what we spoke about this evening, but do your own research, know who you're voting for, be diligent and vote wisely, and think about the future, you know, the future effects of what the project 2025 can, you know, bring to this country, and just continue to support each other in our political decisions. You don't always have to agree, so disagree friendly, but support each other, and you know, speaking about it, openly talk about it, you know, with your family, your friends, amongst each other. Just, you know, have these conversations, because it's nothing wrong in having your freedom of speech, using it and voicing your opinion.
Right.
And talking with your parents and your grandmother and grandfather, because they retirement might be affected, their Social Security might be affected, their Medicare might be affected, you know. So the ones that count on it, you know what I mean? And they may not be listening to the news, they might hear it, but look what they hearing, you know, or don't pay any attention. So somebody need to make them be aware of that as well, you know, of that as well. You know what I'm saying? So and
keep future generations in mind as well. Because every time they do this type of stuff, it like this, we still feeling the effects of stuff that happened to our grandparents and stuff. You know what I'm saying? To keep it all real. So always be mindful of that too. And I just want to thank Pap and Perp, two of the most wisest women that I know, always educating me and teaching me as I go along. So I also just want to thank them and shout them out and send my blessings to them as well.
Thank you, TT.
We got to give knowledge out there, put it out there so everybody know what it is, or so how somebody can learn, you know, tell someone so I can tell somebody else, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we all can learn together as one, not just learn together as separate, you know what I'm saying? So
absolutely, that's
what I like.
Yeah, and let's work together, y'all. Yeah, let's continue to come together and figure out ways to work together as well. As Pat always says, we have an ability to do more than what we are. So we just got to dig that hole and find that gold mine and, you know, do what we're supposed to do with it.
Just like I was telling my grandson the other day, I said, reason why I go so hard and trying to tell y'all what's going on and let y'all know and talk about, you know, I said, because y'all are the one going to be running, you know, the future is y'all's. What little time I got left here, I hope I got 50 more years. I really do. Right. It's left for me to make sure that y'all are educated, knowledgeable, and leave something in this world for you to be able to try to make it on your own if it ain't nothing but knowledge. Because y'all are the future.
That's right.
Y'all the one going to be running the world, not me. My time is up.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
Right. That's right. That's right.
And just know that when they're here and they're telling you these things and educating, because that's what we're doing. That's what we're trying to do anyway. It is not to, you know, over demean your process of thinking at all, or change your beliefs on anything.
No.
we embrace everybody's own free will over here. But we definitely want to, just bring awareness, educate, wake up people that are not woke, that don't care. Because in this day and age, you have to care. You have to
You have
care.
to. You do.
Yeah.
You do. You have to care. You gotta be more mindful. How you spend your dollar bills. What you spend it on. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, to me, right now is not the time to be going out buying, designer clothes, this and that, $400 or $500 on her. Because right now, it's time you start saving. Because you're gonna need them savings. You're gonna need them.
You sure is. You gonna need them. You gonna need them savings. You gonna need them dry goods. You gonna need them candles. You gonna need them batteries. You gonna need survival stuff. You gonna need it, cause you never. Like they say, it's best to be ready than to get ready. And you don't know what these crazy people gonna do.
Right.
That's right.
Sure
That's
don't
right.
have. Because we may have in our mind what we
like
gonna
I said
do.
earlier,
We don't have to know what the next person gonna do.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's why that's why we always try. We know over here, we always try to tell what's going on so we can let other people be more mind and make their own decision on their own what they want to do. But right now, it's like I said, it's time to save all your money. Not to be doing the foolishness with it. What I'm saying? House somewhere, or get you a save. Making a day, my grandfather put his money in the dirt back in the backyard. He used to dig his money in the ground back there. You didn't know where he had his money, but it was in the backyard. But be mindful how you spend your money, and and I know groceries are so high right now, y'all. Groceries are high. I mean, you be like, what did I get for that big amount of a bill, and I didn't get that much food in this bag, and I'm buying, what am I buying? You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to really never feed 4 and 5 and 6 kids, 7 kids at one time. If you ain't got the right income in your house, or the you know what I'm saying, or the right things coming in your house to make an income to go get the right kind of food for them to eat. It's hard right now. You can't do that. You just can't be at the free having sex with folks and carrying on and making babies and stuff, or just having sex with folks and you got your bills was paid, this and this and that. Go get your job, do something else, because you're gonna need every penny. You see a penny on the ground, you pick that penny up. I see a penny this morning, I picked that penny up, put it in my pocket. I ain't curious on the front side, I ain't curious on the back side, just pick it up, put it in my pocket.
That's what I tell my grandson when I see a penny on the ground. I pick up all my brown brothers.
Mm-hmm. And keep your stash of them too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Keep your pennies. So they say there's certain pennies you can keep, and they come a value. They got a value. It depends on how the back of the penny is made. So you might have a rare coin. You just never know. But yeah, I pick all my pennies up and put in my pocket. I don't care what it is. I pick it up in my pocket, come home, put in my bank, and keep on going. Then wait for find the next penny. I'm pick it up, put it in my bank, and keep it pushing.
Keep it moving.
Absolutely. But thank you so much, Perp and Pat, for having me up. And it was a good time as usual.
It is. We've been here for a while, but we had a good conversation. We did some teaching. We got a little knowledge. We put a little wisdom out there. We did all of that. Exactly. We done all of that. Yeah,
and we didn't have to cuss and cuss to get it accomplished. So
I cussed a little bit, TT.
Oh yeah, Pat cussed a little bit, but y'all know. Charge that to her head, not her heart.
That's right. That's right.
That's right, TT. That you sure right. But I thank you for coming up, TT. Sure do. Because
you're welcome anytime.
We need to have this talk. We needed this talk so we can put some people out there on game and put them on point. It's called Wake Up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Wake up and wake up. Don't get left behind. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because we're gonna end up being in those hey Tori, we're gonna end up being in those soup lines trying to get that government cheese. That's what they're trying to put us at. You know what I'm saying? They trying to know where all our money is going. We spend our money to control our money. So y'all better get it together. Get it right.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know. I gotta get myself together. I'm still working on me.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm still working on me too.
Yep. We're gonna help each other, keep working on each other. Yep.
Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do, TT. You sure right. You sure right.
On that note,
Well, 15 thing you want to say? Go ahead, Pap.
on that note, I'm working on myself. I'm actually doing a little bit better. I'm learning how to control my panic attacks.
Good.
That's good. That's good.
Mhm.
That's good. You know, I ain't never had a panic attack before. I ain't never had one.
I didn't realize that that's exactly what I was happening because what I was doing, I was having panic attacks until my daddy said he had them, and then and when he was describing what he had, what happens when he have them, I that's me. I get
Mhm.
upset. It just like all of a sudden I just get real mad because I can't control the situation. I have a panic attack.
Mhm.
And I'm learning, like, case in point today, my blade got bent, and the two places that I usually get the blades, they didn't have them. So I'm upset because I got work I need to do. But I calm
Okay.
myself down. I realize you finna have a panic attack, and I
Mhm.
calm myself down. Okay, I'm gonna call the place where I bought the mow from, and
Mhm.
so happened they had the blades.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
because
good.
like with our mental health, I guess it's just a matter of knowing and being in tune with what we got going on mentally to be able to control it. And as long as we
Mhm.
have control over it, then we can work through it. So
Right.
Mhm.
that's always a blessing when you can
It
recognize
is,
what's
TT.
going
It
on,
is.
yeah, in your head and put a curve on anything traumatic going on or that could
Ri-
happen.
Right. Right. I feel the same way. I feel the same way. Y'all been putting that water outside for the the delivery people?
Absolutely. I had a UPS delivery today, and I gave them a bottle of water and a pack of
All
cookies.
right then.
And I think it just dawned on me because it's not that hot today. We have
Mhm.
been reaching up in the 90s, and I think 92 or 3 was the highest we reached, or 98 actually. But we're not having a bad summer. I can't say that. We got some
That's
rain the
good.
other day, so. But I'm still gonna give it to them because they still working and they deserve it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
I just don't never be at home when all my stuff come. That be my problem.
Yeah, and unless you
Right.
got like a cooler sitting out there or something, you know what I mean, and you putting a sign on it then to let them know that it's there for their
Yeah.
lease, they wouldn't know. But yeah, I mean, in Texas, y'all have had some very high temperatures, some
But
very.
you know what? This summer ain't been like last summer. I'm be honest, last summer was hot.
Mhm.
We ain't had but maybe a week of 100-degree days.
Right,
Last
that's
summer it looked like the whole month of June and July too was 100 degrees.
was 100 degrees, right? So y'all, at least y'all are getting a little break too, because I know here at night the temperature is dropping and it's getting cooler. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
we're in the still the beginning stages of July, so that's shocking to me. But um, we got a friend in Arizona, and she said the blinds are melting
Woo.
off
Yes,
the
they
people's
melted. Ain't
windows.
that some? Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
It was
simple.
118 where she was. I think yesterday was 118 where she was. So yeah, it's very hot. So y'all make sure y'all stay
mm,
dehydrated, plenty of water, plenty juices or whatever you need to do. But don't get out there and think you can and don't think you can't pass out for not drinking no water and be trying to stay dehydrated because that definitely can happen to you.
right.
Definitely, sure
Yep.
can.
Stay cool if you are able to,
They better
for
stay
real.
cool. Mm-hmm. They better stay cool. But TT, what you think about all the scrutiny that's going on with these people that's arguing and carrying on? Um,
On YouTube.
yeah, I wish they would just be more informed, like be more to inform they chat, the subscriber what's going on instead of what's not going on. Because a lot of those people are not woke. You know what I'm saying?
Right. My opinion and advice would be to those people, and just because you're subscribed to somebody, that doesn't mean you have to follow with. You don't got to be on a bandwagon with their belief systems. I mean, we're all different. We all have our own opinions, and do things the way we do things. But I hate to see that a whole sector of talented African
Yes.
American people, which is what the majority is occupying over there. tend to just like to engage in mess and drama and not have like the type of discussions that we have over here. And they are probably asleep on some of the major things going on in our current events, our political discussions and everything else. And I just hope that there's a shift in that, because we are living in trying times, and this ain't the time to be engaging in BS. This is the time to wake up, embrace each other's brothers and sisters, regardless of what race we are, and for real, educate, help uplift each other. So it's not. It doesn't feel good to see it every single day. I have to take breaks off of YouTube because it's disturbing to me.
I want to add to that. If a lot of them realize that all that rhetoric and mess they keeping up is what them other folks want to see, they'll realize and maybe come to grips and stop doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they love for us to be at each. If what the divide and conquer.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we fighting against each other, they love that. We ain't trying to come together and do nothing. We ain't trying to come together and build nothing. We ain't trying to come together and put pressure on them.
Right.
For what is over.
It was saying to me is this part.
No. More.
Purple audio.
What sad to me is here on in my audio went out. Can you hear me, TT?
I can hear you now.
TT.
Yep, I can hear you.
What part gets me is how crazy the women act. You know what I'm saying? I wish, my sisters wouldn't act like that. You know what I'm saying? I wish they would act a little bit better. I mean, a man, I can see a man just sitting back and just when you see two women arguing, going back and forth, you can just see a man just sitting back, just watch and smile. Because sometimes men like that kind of conflict between women. And I would just wish that more women would just not fuss and argue so much and just talk to each other, because you just never know what you can learn from each other and what you can teach each other. You know what I'm talking about? And that's something that I think that's what they're missing. Because some of these sisters do need some teaching. Some of these sisters need it need to be a class so some sisters can know how to talk to one another and how to, because I talk to one another, they would give you the same respect back. Cause they might be, let's say for instance, me and you arguing, we going back and forth, and it's our words that we're using toward each other, and then not only that, we're hollering and screaming, you really ain't listening to me, and I really ain't listening to you, and then we got the jet lag in the system or whatever. And my thing is, why not just come get along with each other? You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to fool with each other, but you can respect each other. I guess is what I'm looking for. Respect. They don't respect each other, and you have to have respect to get respect. And I just wish that they would know how to handle themselves more better than what they do. And if they did, I would think they would be much happier within themselves. Because this also come along with self-love. You argue that much with each other like that, you don't have self-love in yourself. It's not in you, because of the fact that you angry about something within yourself. It ain't the people. I think it'd be within yourself.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, as humans, we always tend to strive off emotion, and that's just a natural reaction, and that's okay. But you have to keep your emotions in check before you deal with there's absolutely nothing wrong with saying, you know what, let me step back, take a break, get myself in check before I deal with you, because the way I'm going to deal with you is not the way that I should deal with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Absolutely nothing wrong with saying, I don't want to have this conversation right now, or I don't want to deal with this issue between us right now. I'm just going to step back,
Right.
people say, oh, you're being a coward and you don't want to face your problems, but that's not necessarily what that means. I think at our
Right.
age, our ages, because we're different age groups, but I think at our ages, we don't have the patience to go back. I mean, it's like talking to a brick wall. And if I continuously have to repeat
Right.
something to you and it's not getting through to you and you're just dismissive towards my feelings and emotions, I don't got to deal with you. I just choose not to and leave it alone all the way around. People like to continue conflict, and that's where you're not getting anywhere. Nothing's going to get resolved. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay sometimes to just log off the app and
Right. You know, and I just wish that, you know,
deal with it within
sometimes
yourself.
you can have a lot of energy. Right. And I feel like if I had so much hellish in me and to be doing a lot of arguing all the time, you know what I'm saying, for nothing, you know, how can I be still doing all this arguing, carrying on and not seeing after my kids? All that arguing and carrying on I'm doing, I can have my kids in some kind of sports, doing something with them, you know, doing stuff with them, you know, spending more family time with them, leaving the phones out of the situation. We having just one-on-one time with this family, no phones, having a good old country, old-fashioned time. You see what I'm saying? Instead of spending all your time arguing, carrying on, and then your kid at the schoolhouse being a bad ass kid in classroom, carrying on and calling a cell phone, cussing teacher out, just doing all the unnecessary stuff. You know, that energy right there you can put in your household, you know, and I'm not saying people don't do it, but I'm saying majority of the people that I feel like they do that, they can take their energy, put in their household, and make their kid more better than what their kid are, make them more smarter, put more books in their hands, give them more Black history. You know what I'm saying? Like Pat said, don't wait on nobody to teach your kid. You teach your own kid. You see what I'm saying? Put that in your household. You know, if the more that is in the household, I think it cut down the firearm violence. I think it cut down some of the mass shootings. I think it cut down a lot of the stuff that's going on in the household. The kids not respecting the mama, getting taught back to. I think it'd be more for better. The mother have more. She'll have more pride in herself because she'll feel more better around her house because she ain't a bunch of hell raising going on. Her kids getting grades. They going to school. They playing basketball. They playing to the sports. They doing all kind of activities and stuff. They ain't in no trouble. They having fun. They ain't getting pregnant. They being kids, but at the same time, they being kids. They getting taught the right things to do because they got more attention from their parents at home to teach them more things to do with the right thing. Like Pep said, if more men to the young boys to learn how to change the damn tire, the check the oil, to check the transmission fluid, you know, all that, it'll be more young men better than what they doing right now. Because, like I said, it's not happening right now. This is what they are missing. Instead of always fussing and fighting, put more of that into your household. I mean, clean your house. If I ain't seen your house dirty like that, I'm just saying clean your house. I mean, get your house in order. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
you don't need a man to do it for you. You can do it yourself, but still put your kids in order. Spend your time at your household, all that order and carry on, and put more of the word of the godliness in your household. Clean your house up. Bless your house. You know, that's how you get more of your blessings come in. You see what I'm saying? Just putting the right things to your body and to your kids' body. You know what I'm saying? Getting the right vitamins. What I mean by that is the right thinking and mind to them. You see what I'm saying? Get them the right sources. Show them the right things to do. Instead of just sitting back and watching you argue and carrying on, and they can take that what you're doing right there and use it against you, cuss you out, take it to the schoolhouse. That's when they say, you never know what your kids will learn from you, because your kids can embarrass you at a small age, because with the things you done said around the house, they can take them same things and use them on you in a grocery store, at church, and things like that. Am I right?
You're absolutely right. I agree. And so, you know, because our young ones are modeling after us, we got to be the example, you know. And if kids are so in tune with social media nowadays, they know more, if not, you know, they know just as much, or if more than we do when it comes to navigating this social media and stuff. It's like you want to make sure they're making good engaging on social media and you know, dealing with the internet. So absolutely agree with you, and I do believe it starts at everything that they're modeling after. It starts with us. So you know how we're acting and responding to the next person or persons is absolutely how they're going to mimic and act towards the next person or persons. So
that's right.
It all measures out.
And that goes to how you that goes to everything goes to back from what you taught at home, right?
Absolutely.
That's right. That's right.
I got to
That's
agree
right.
with
'Cause
you. I got to agree with you, friend, when you said get your house in order. And we got to be careful about getting our house in order and learning what getting our house in order is. Cause I'm kind of ashamed, but I ain't ashamed. My granddaughter. Now you had this baby when you 17 years old. Now you got a job, you got your own apartment, and then you come and tell me that I, I need to go to the grocery store, but I don't know how to buy groceries. How you not know how to buy groceries?
Hmm.
That means your mama ain't taught you nothing, which I already know. Cause any and everybody know the basic things you get: milk, bread, and eggs, and then get your flour and your sugar, then get everything else.
And she's
I'm like,
17?
she 19 now.
19,
Turn
okay.
19 Saturday. You got your own apartment, you got your own job, you got a baby, but you talking about you don't know how to buy groceries. You go in the store and buy what you want to eat. I said,
So
Lord have
you
mercy.
so you took it to the grocery store, didn't you?
No, I ain't took a she in Texarkana. A lot of it I done just kind of backed up because when I was trying, you didn't want my help. When
Hmm.
you got pregnant at 16 and finna be 17, and I was trying to help you because I done been there, done that, you didn't want my help. You listened to
Hmm.
your mama when your mama had you, she was 15, and I was helping her
Hmm.
because she was pregnant with my grandchild, and I was helping her. Your mama still kind of throwed, and I see that because you don't know nothing,
Yeah. See,
and
that's what I'm
you
saying.
grew up
See,
in the house with your mama. You spent lots of time with Nana every summer, every spring break, every Christmas, every Thanksgiving. You spent with Nana, but the majority of your time was spent with your mama. That's your main caretaker, and she supposed to
right.
be the one teaching you stuff, and she ain't taught you nothing. She ain't taught you
That's what I was
nothing.
saying. That's them young women. They need to get
Yeah,
themselves together. You know what I'm saying? They need to get it together because they need to know what's going on and they need how to teach their kid what's going on. Like I said earlier, you can't be out here doing all this and then all this fussing and carrying on, and your kid at home doing all the wrong things. What you doing with the words you putting out in these streets, and you need to clean the words up, but still you need to put that energy into your household, and so your kid can feel better about him. So you don't know what your kid might not even be happy. And then you don't even know
yeah,
that. You know what I'm saying? You don't
yeah.
know that. Like you ain't sit down and talk to your kid and find out you're happy or not. How would you know?
That goes like I was trying to tell them, and I had to tell them I ain't talking about your mama. I'm just telling you, it's more to raising kids
Right.
than
Hey,
going to
Melanie
work.
Queen.
It's more to kids. It's more to raising kids than going to work and having a job and giving them uh, a roof over their head, food on their in their mouth, and clothes on their back. What about what you putting in their head?
Right.
Yeah, you gotta rear them for sure.
What about
Yep.
you
That's
putting in
right.
your head? That's what I was trying to tell. I said I'm not trying to talk about your mama. If you feel like I'm talking about your mama, well then maybe I'm talking about it, but that's not my intent. It, anybody can
Hmm.
go to work and pay rent and buy groceries and buy clothes.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's
But
Right.
what is they teaching you? Is she teaching you how to stand on your own 2 feet when you're grown? In my opinion, that's the job of a parent, making sure that the child can stand on their own 2 feet when they put out there in that world,
yeah, scripture says train up a child in the way he should go, and
in the way they should go.
when he is
That's
grown, he
right.
will not depart from it. So that, I mean, my mom used to have that posted on her wall
All
in
right
her house.
now.
She was a foster parent, and she was rearing a lot of different children, a lot of different ages, personalities, races, and it just all fell into, you just got to do what's best for them. You got to
Hmm.
put
Hmm.
your feelings aside for them. At the end of the day, you have to make sure that you are teaching them on the level as what you were taught on.
Yeah.
If it could be.
And
Right.
then and then me and my best friend don't like that mama. She can't
Hey,
stand
Big
her.
Bird from Third World. From
She
Third.
she when
Oh,
we
Big
be she
Bird
be
from
well,
Third.
Jamie don't know nothing. Jamie don't know. Well, what you don't know, you go find somebody else that know.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. That's why
That's
you
not an
know.
excuse because she don't know nothing. That's what I be trying to tell. I try to tell me, I ain't bragging. I'm just using myself as an example. I had a baby when I was 15 years old. I raised
Mhm.
3 daughters. Not one had a baby before they was 18. So don't tell me the cycle can't be broke.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
And I was the only one on my mama's side that had a baby at a young age. But my
Mm.
kids didn't have no babies at no young age. They was over 18. So don't tell
Yeah.
me that you. My thing is, you take your life experience and try to teach your kids. They ain't got to know
Right.
everything you done been through. It ain't none of their business everything you done been through. But like TT say, raise child in a way that they should go, and when they get older, they'll know they won't stray.
Right. Right. Well, see how you broke that cycle between your kids and yourself. You broke that cycle. See, I wish a lot of mothers could break that cycle, but a lot of mothers can't break that cycle because they ain't paying attention to their kid.
Yeah, they don't care. And it's sad, and I'm being honest. They really don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fact that I struggle and the things that I went through as a teenage mom, I didn't want my kids to go through that. So if you think I'm being mean and harsh because I'm telling you, come on, we finna go get some birth control pills. Well, you can think that, but in the end, you gonna tell me that you gonna appreciate it because you gonna look back and think about it when it's all said and done. Well, I don't
That's
know the struggle Mama went through as a teenage mom because I wasn't no teenage mom. But I understand what she was doing to prevent me from being a teenage mom and struggle. That's all I'm saying. I ain't perfect. Hell no, I ain't perfect.
come
But
back.
you learn from your
Pam, you broke
mistakes.
up.
Can you hear me now? Because they keep kicking me off
Yeah.
again.
What you say?
You can break cycles within your the generations of your family, your children, or whatnot. You just
Yeah.
gotta have the willpower and the strength to do it, and you gotta make the choices that are going to be best for you and your family.
Right, right.
That's
Like
right.
like I,
That's
And
I
nothing
didn't
wrong with that at all.
I didn't want to see my kids struggle like I did. I didn't want that for them. I'm
mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm 15 years old now. I'm still looking for my mama to feed me, but now I got to worry about feeding a baby, and I didn't want them to be worried about that. Enjoy your
Right.
teenage years.
Right. Right. And some mothers want our kids to enjoy their teenage years. And that's why we make sure we got them in the house, at a certain time of night. That's why we be monitoring them to make sure they're doing the right thing so they can get to that point on their own and do what they want to do. You see what I'm saying? That's why we do
That's
that. That's why
right.
we call mothers. You know, we
Yes.
have we ain't
Yeah.
being nosy. We just want to make sure you're making the right decision for yourself because we done been there, we done done that. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure you got the right things in your mind. Make sure you remember what I told you or what I taught you when you was young and what I instilled in you to take with you as you get older. You know what I'm saying? That's correct. You supposed to.
Right, right. And it go for the boys too, cause friend, you raised 2 boys. You teach them
Yeah,
the same thing.
yeah, yeah. Them boys
Yeah.
is something else.
Yeah, they is. But like I said, and sometimes when being a single parent as a woman and raising a son, it's kind of hard because you really can't teach them how to be no man. You could just teach them what a woman expects from a man.
We got a question. It said my question. Miss Melanie Queen said my question to the
If it
panel
ain't
is
nothing but
how
a
can they teach
friend,
how can they teach something that they haven't learned themselves?
yeah,
But it ain't never too learn. It ain't never too late to learn.
it sure ain't.
Magnetic Queen, because we get
Yeah,
we get wiser as we get older, and some things should come natural if your mind is in the right place. If that's
Yeah,
right.
what you're really striving for yourself. And I do understand that some people just tap out. They don't care. Let the world raise my kids and whatever. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And that's imposing a problem on society. It becomes a society problem. But we we
Right.
we have to build villages. You know what I'm
So
saying?
it
Like
it, it take
Herb and Pap are older than me, and they can be wise and teach me things that I may not know. They raise their children to adult age, so I could always go to them if I have a question or concern about something. You know what I'm saying? My mama's still alive. I can go to her. Like, you just
right.
have to you have to build a village because it takes a village to raise children.
That's
Um,
right.
Right. That's
I'm
why
raising,
it's
I'm
sometimes
raising a teenager, and I like what you said, Melanated Queen. You have to teach your children to be independent and have self-love. And I don't want my daughter to depend on nobody, no man.
Right.
You know, I want her to be able to come to me, but I also want her to be able to stand on her own 2 feet when she get out in the world. And I'm teaching her
That's
self-respect. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I want her to have, because if you don't respect yourself, nobody else is going to respect you. So
You
I
so
want
right about that, TT.
to be able to put her needs before the next person's. You know what I'm saying? I'm
right.
not saying not be kind and give back and stuff like that. I'm just saying to always make sure that she's putting herself ahead of, you know, anybody else's needs. Make sure hers are met first.
And what a lot of
Right.
people what a lot of people don't understand, a lot of people do, but a lot of people don't understand. No matter what, your kids watching you.
That's
When you
Absolutely.
right.
think they not watching you, they watching you. And like my youngest daughter, she was left at home. You know, the other ones was grown and gone, and she was still there. And she paid attention. She the only one I got to. She paid attention how I stretched that dollar.
Hmm.
And so she made sure that I'm gonna make sure I got a job. So even if I gotta stretch that dollar, I got $2 to stretch. And she paid attention to how I
Right.
maneuvered, how I paid
Right.
bills, and how I did that. I'm gonna make sure you got what you want. What you need. It might not be what you want, but it's what you need. You gonna have that, you know.
Hmm.
And what she watched how we
Yeah.
might not have but a little here and there, but we got what we need.
And then stop thinking your children are more naive than what they are, because I'm telling you, they know way more
Amen.
than what we realize they know.
They so
I'm
do.
riding in the car with Lily. I'm going to pick up a lawnmower, and I let her do the playlist in the car. So I was listening to songs, and she was listening to some old school songs that I didn't even know she knew. And
What?
what's the name of the song she played? One of the songs was "He's Mine," and I said, "What you know about this?" And she looked over at me and started laughing, and she said, it just popped up on a random playlist that she had." And I said, "This song kind of silly, ain't it?" And she shook her head, yeah. And she's 13. You know, I'm like, you know, you don't ever fight an over boy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm breaking
Yeah.
it down to her, and she's looking at me like, "Mom, I already know that. That is, you know, that's kind of stupid for you to think I wouldn't know that." And so that just showed me that my kid is way smarter than I even give her the benefit of the doubt of being. And that made me proud as a mom as well, because these are
Right.
conversations that I haven't normally have with her, you know, but she's getting that to that age, of course. So I don't know, just breathe life into your kids, and you'll be so, you know, where they go with
Yeah.
that for real.
Tori said independence is everything. He said also kids know just as much as us. That's all true, Tori. That's
Yep.
true.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
want to reply to Miss Melanie Queen, what she said. How can they teach something that they haven't learned themselves? Well, that's why it. You remember how um it's like it's like a generation thing. It's passed down from your parents. You know what I'm saying? From your mother. You see what I'm saying? Um, I feel like if you see a young woman that's not doing the right thing, that she just screwing up, you know, me myself, I think I would just pull to the side and put, you know, and give her a little knowledge. You know what I'm saying? As a woman from a woman to a younger woman. You see what I'm saying? Give her some knowledge of what I know is truth, that what I done been through and done came out the storm. Which, see what I'm saying? Um,
Mhm.
it's always when you see a young girl that's lost and just don't know her way. I feel like it's up to us as older people to pull that young woman aside, and it ain't it ain't what you say to her, it's how you say it to her. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's how I feel, and I feel like that. You know, if you come to a young woman with the right way, she gonna listen to what you got to say, and she gonna take that knowledge one day. And she gonna listen to you, and it's just gonna hit her one day. I remember old Sue said such. She put me to the side one day, and she spit that game. When she put that in my ear, I want to see what she talking about. I'm finna try what she told me. See what I'm saying? You just never know
Mhm.
what you can
Yeah.
say to a young woman and to make her
Yeah.
better to do the right thing, Miss Melanie Queen. That's, you know what I'm saying. So yeah. You know,
A lot of times these kids just need to feel supported and know that there's someone else invested in their
yeah,
well-being.
yeah,
That's all they need, is just to be, to be made aware. Hey, I care. You may not know,
right,
nobody else will be telling you, but I do. So
right, right.
I wanna comment on that too. You're right. How can they teach them if they never learn? Okay, the first thing is admit that you never learned that. The second thing, find somebody that do know.
yep.
Just because
Right.
you don't know, don't mean you can't find somebody that do know and put them in the position, like Kaze said, put them in the area or the position or the whatever, so that person can get to them.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what a lot of our young women don't have. That some women scared to go to their parents and ask them certain things or tell them certain things. When you know what I'm saying, I mean you got an auntie, everybody got that cool one auntie, everybody got that damn auntie
Mhm.
that's cool than a fan. You know what I'm saying? You can go to her and tell what's going on. I'm sure she'll be glad to tell you what's going on, the right thing to do. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, when young women need to know what's going on, especially when they lost themselves, ain't learned nothing, or don't know their way. So it's up to us because when I was young, a lot of old school women used to give me information and just put me down on game. I
Me too.
wasn't dumb.
I had a lot of aunt. I had my mama had 5 sisters, so I had a lot of older women. My aunties and stuff and I grew up with two of them. One of them 8 years older than me. One of them 2 years older than me. So I grew up with them, and I'm looking around at what they doing. And
Right,
I'm learning from what they doing. On do I want to go down that road that they going, or do I want to go down this road?
Right.
right, right. That's right. So we got to sometimes help our young ones. That's why I said on this app, a lot you working Miss Melanie Queen. A lot of these women on this app, they do all this arguing, fussing. I think they lost in their way. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, it ain't what you say to them; it's how you come to them and say it to them. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
that just a lot of people is lost. A lot of people do need some help and need to know what's wrong and what's not, and scared to ask for help or scared to ask because they may be shame or may feel like they think they want to be thinking that they don't know nothing. Oh, that dumb girl, she don't know nothing. Got them kids, this. And you can have about 5 or 10 kids and still don't know shit. You still need to
Yeah.
read
Mhm.
some muscles.
But definitely know your self-worth and know when a situation has ran its course, and know when to walk away. Know when somebody's good for you, and know when
Yep,
somebody's not.
that's right.
Have that, at least have that self-awareness, because it's a lot of people in this world getting taken advantage of, used, abused,
Mhm.
disrespected. That you not respecting my mind. You can't do no worse than a person. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
To
That's
value
right.
them in the way they think. And you know, I'm not gonna stick in those situations that don't mean me no good. Period.
And another thing, be able to recognize when your help is needed, whether it's asked for or not.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Because you
That's
never
right.
know what type of difference you might make in a person's life. Like I was keeping this little girl. She was a year older than well, a couple of months older than my granddaughter. And my granddaughter was potty trained and she wasn't. And I'm trying to figure where I understood why she wasn't. She was being babied.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up babysitting her. And I'm not gonna baby you because I don't baby mine. And you older than my granddaughter, and I potty trained her. And if you older than her, you need to be potty trained. So I'm gonna potty train you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it got to the point where I taught her how to put her clothes. She didn't even know how to dress her own self. Didn't even know how to put her clothes because she was so used to everybody doing it for her.
Right.
And
Yeah.
at this time, she was 3 years old. 3 years old.
Hmm.
And she steal and pull up. You don't even know how to put your own clothes on, but you can walk around and talk noise and cuss. I got a
Right.
problem with
Right.
this. I
Right.
got a problem
Right.
with this. You finna be potty trained. You finna learn how to put your clothes on, and that's what I taught her. And I don't talk to little kids all the time like babies, cause I learned my 10th grade English teacher taught me if you talk to a child like a child, that's how they gonna talk. If you
Right.
speak to them in correct English, that's how they gonna talk.
Right.
And
Right.
when I talk to these kids, it might sound harsh sometimes when I talk to them, and all my nieces and nephews, everybody, it might come off a little hard, but I'm gonna keep it real, cause you'll
Right.
never be able to get to say that no, ain't Papa, Nana, Mama, whoever lied to me.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. There's a question on the panel. Miss Melanie Queen said, "Do you guys feel like it's harder now to raise kids with the internet compared to back in the days? Because I'm raising a 9-year-old grandkid."
I don't think so. As long as you
My
monitor what
bad.
they watching.
She said, "I'm raising 9 grandkids." I'm sorry, go on, girl. Woo, girl.
I,
Yes.
I understand. I understand.
You got to definitely censor what they're watching, and you know, it's harder now because it's so many different influences now. Like that,
Mhm.
it's easily accessed, and so you have to contend with what they're watching and what they're absorbing, because kids are like sponges, right?
Yep.
So when it
Yep.
comes to some of like these dangerous challenges that they're doing, the doing the harmful things, getting into the crime, the violence and stuff like that, yeah, you have to definitely make sure you have to be more hands on with your kids now versus,
Yep.
because kids don't. Back in the day, kids would go outside and stay till the street lights came on, and you didn't have worry. You know that those kids' parents knew you. You know that all goes back to having a village. You know what I'm saying? And we don't have villages like we used to. So you gotta
Right.
definitely be more hands on. If you're the type
Right.
of parent that does allow your child on the internet, um, just give them a time limit to get off of it. Too much of it can just be overwhelming for them.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's how I do
Right.
things in my household. I don't mind you being on it. I got to make sure you're not on those adult sites and stuff like that. But I'm going to definitely make sure that you're limited, because there's books here. You know what I'm saying? There's other things to do other than just spending all your time on the internet.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
You're right. Because my little grandson, he 2 years old. Me and him fight about his tablet. Because some
Hmm.
people have now, and he like playing with his cards and stuff. But when he got that tablet and figure out how to work it, that's a problem. We gonna fight about it because he want to watch what he want to watch. And I noticed that when he started watching that tablet, he already mean he got extra mean.
Yeah.
So I decided to take a look at what he's looking at,
I
and I
Yeah,
just
didn't
believe
like what
she's two as well, Pap, and she gets dropped off with her tablet, and we charge it up for her, and we may give her an hour and a half, or hour 45 minutes on it. And then after that, we gonna do something else. We gonna play with blocks, we gonna count numbers, we gonna do her
yeah,
color,
right.
you
Yeah.
yeah,
know. And
yeah.
then
Yeah.
it's
What
really
happened?
hard to get away from that with my mom, because she was an educator, so yeah,
What
we
happened to
still
the
got
kids playing jacks? Why kids can't start back playing jacks and the Uno cards and the hopscotch? The younger kids. I'm not saying the 16, 17-year-old, but the like the 10-year-old, the 9-year-old, they all into computers too. You know what I'm saying? And laptops
well,
and
that falls on the parents, because they still sell jacks. They
That's
still
yeah,
right.
sell
And
hopscotch
and, and
and
these tablets and these phones is babysitters for them.
absolutely. You buy that
right,
stuff and you
right.
implement it in the daily activities of your kids. It's summertime. Why you
Hmm.
cooped up in the house? Go play jump rope, double dutch. If they don't know how, teach them. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
But
like my three right here.
but
I love them to death, but I
you're
can't.
careful too by getting your kid the internet, because they say that this one girl said she had a baby, and they said that she was a virgin. They said, how you learn how to have sex? She said the internet. So you have to be careful with your
Yeah,
kids is watching on the internet or reading on the internet or even looking at you can monitor what they're doing on the internet, because
Yeah.
the internet is growing the kids up.
I mean, think
yeah.
about it. Anything we can
Like you said, they're
access,
the
they can
babysitter.
access. Nothing censored,
Hmm.
really. They be like, put your age in this certain site or whatever. They could lie about their age. You know what I
And
mean? It's just
yeah,
that.
and they so smart. They know it better than we do because they grew up with it already here.
Absolutely.
And
Right.
they can access it. They know how to work it better than we do. Some of us do. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie about it. Like my three here now, I love them to death, but sometimes they wear me to death. And when I feel like they bouncing around, come on, let's go outside. I got something y'all do. Come on, let me go water the garden. Y'all come help me water the garden. Come on, come on, let's go plant some flowers. You know, get them out door. Or I tell them, go out there in the garage and play.
Yep.
Right.
I had to go
Right.
outside growing up.
We
I
need
couldn't be
more.
cooped in.
We need more of that. Say what, TT?
I said I had to go outside and play growing up. My mama didn't
Yeah.
play. I couldn't be cooped up in the house. There was nothing, you know, and we didn't have the internet and stuff like that, but it was like limited if we did have it. You couldn't do it all day. You would
Yeah.
get your ass beat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you had to go out and do something, be a
Right.
kid, get your vitamin D and C and everything else. Like you had to be a kid. You had to get out there and get dirty.
And like when my
Right.
grandkids, when I was keeping like the two little ones before the other one started going to school, the older one going to school, and even when before she certain days we would have music day, and the music would be that I'm gonna play what I want to hear because I wanted them to know what real music was.
Mm-hmm.
And they like my
Yeah.
granddaughter, my 7-year-old granddaughter. Any song come on the radio that's Michael Jackson, I say who is that, and she automatically know who it is.
Right.
And Michael Jackson
Right.
was dead, gone before she was even come in the world. But I turned them on
Right.
to what I consider as real music.
Right.
'Cause we
Right.
had real music.
Right.
That stuff they listen to now, that's all synthesizers and computers and everything else. It ain't pianos and horns and drums playing. A
Right.
couple of songs they
Right.
might not like, but I can
I
pick
didn't
some
watch
out.
the BET Awards Melanated Queen. I didn't
I
even watch
did.
No, I didn't watch it.
them
I didn't watch it
And
either.
then like,
in a few years.
and me and my
Hmm.
grandson, you know, my grandson work with me, and he'll do the playlist, and he'll have some old songs on there, and I'll be like, "Boy, what you know about that?" None. I hang around with you and Papa. Of course, I know about it.
You know, that's why, like I said, back to Melanie Queen, her thing she said. That's why, like I say, we need to put that more into our kids, and instead of them watching us do the wrong things, and so we, good kids. Like I think I'm a good kid. I came out to be a good kid. I did, I played with hopscotch, double dutch. I did all that. I came out to be a good kid. I ain't getting no lot of trouble. I ain't get a bunch of whoopings and carrying on, and I ain't doing a bunch of cussing and carrying on and all this and that. And I came out a good kid. So I feel like spend more time with the kids at parties, do more picnics and stuff, and get them things that you used to do that make you have fun. When you was a little girl that kept you out of trouble, or a little boy that kept you out of trouble. And I'm talking about, that's how I feel, to give your kids things like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying not to give them internet because they got to learn things, they got to be smart in what they do, but you still want to put that into them, how other ways how they can have fun besides the internet. You see what I'm saying? That's how I feel. So, yeah. Now let's see. Queen said, "This is what I do. I take my grandkids out, but they can't bring any electronics if they want to go." That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good rule to have.
Mm-hmm.
Get them to engage in what activity you're introducing them to, because kids just tend to go into a shell sometimes, and they're not as open as we want them to be. Don't pressure them, but also set the ground rules of your household.
Right.
Just as people. Make them
Right.
abide by the rules, because all throughout life we gonna have to abide by rules. So
Right.
start setting those rules at home and teaching them importance of abiding by those rules, so they don't go out and abuse them. And trust me, raising kids is not as hard as people make it out to be.
Right. Right. That's right, TT. I feel the same way. You're a good parent. You're doing the right thing. Yeah. Your kid gonna have the same. To your kid, like you said earlier. Your kid watch you, and they do what you do. Your kids gonna mimic you. They're gonna do something that you do. Scratch your head or shake your foot. They're gonna do something that you do no matter what. You see what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but make sure you do things the right way in front of your kids. Tell them my mom used to tell us, go on outside and get out of grown folks' mind. Ain't no kids in here. You know what I'm talking about? We didn't never know what the grown folks talk about. We didn't know what was going on with my mama bills or her finances or her love life. We didn't know nothing like that. We were little kids, and we would always outside playing like little
Yeah,
kids.
get them out of
That's what we did.
yeah, keep them out of grown folks' business. Let them be kids.
Yeah, that's
Start
what
there.
we did. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
instill a guidance in them that you could instill in them, because in this day and age with
Either
kids,
all gonna sleep in that front room.
we get mad when they talk back and roll their eyes and stomp upstairs and stuff like that. And it's like, but are they watching you do that? Are they watching your reactions when it comes to how you're contending with issues? Because if
Mm-hmm.
you're doing those things, that's why they're doing it. You get what
That's
I'm
right.
saying? Now you
That's
have
right.
to be the parent, not the friend, and redirect them.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. So know, um, everything really go hand in hand. Like I said, we as like us, we are our parents' future, and our kids is our future, and our kids is their future. See what I'm saying? So,
All
we got to
right.
make sure we do the right thing, so that they can have the right things for them. Make them, we work so hard and we do try to do the right things, in life. So when our kids do be raised up, they can have, they can be raised up with the good qualities. You know what I'm saying? Not even though you might not came with the best raises or best qualities, your kid can. You know, to my cause you know what you went through when you was a kid and things that you wanted, whatever. You're gonna make sure your kid get the best quality. So they're gonna make sure their kid get the best quality. They're gonna follow the same boat with the best qualities, with raising their kids the right way.
I'm absolutely enjoying being a mother, and watching my daughter evolve into the young woman that she is. I'm
Okay.
absolutely excited to continue to watch her grow and get through high school. And she's got her career choice already laid out, mapped out. Hopefully she continues to want to follow that path, but if she doesn't, I'm still going to support her regardless.
Right.
And I'm going to be a supportive mom in every choice she makes, and just hopefully I can continue to be a good example to her. And if I
Right.
fall short, I got a village of women that can loop around her and comfort her, and in her everyday challenges, because I had it, and I definitely
Right.
don't want her to feel like she doesn't. So
Right. Right. Tori said somebody messing with me. Who messing with you, Tori? They better leave you alone. He said real bands. Who messing with you, Tori? What are you
Lord,
talking about,
no
Tori? Who messing with you?
no comment.
Who
But
messing with
Perp,
Tori?
I saw that you had something up there about Jennifer Hudson. What's going on with her?
Oh, nothing. I watch her all the time, and I think she got a good talk show.
Oh yeah,
You
she
never watched
does.
her talk show before?
I've seen a few episodes of her show. She's doing a good job. She took over for
Yes,
Wendy Williams, didn't she?
I think she did. I hate when it got moved. I like the Wendy Williams show. What's her name? What was the
Yeah,
name of the show? I can't think of the name of the show was.
The Wendy Williams show.
Yeah, okay. I liked that show. How you doing?
Yeah, how you doing? Wendy,
Yeah,
I
she,
seen a
she,
picture of her. She does look like she's coming back around to her old self. She looks good. She's getting some weight on her. I did watch the little was it the sitcom, not sitcom, series that they were doing on her condition and everything,
mm-hmm.
and I I felt disheartened because Wendy's come a long way.
Yeah,
But I didn't have a true understanding what her medical diagnosis was. But she seemed a bit loopy out of it or whatever. I didn't know if she was like on prescription drug medication or whatever. But I did see a recent picture of her, and she does look like she's coming back around. So
well,
Yeah,
I'm
I know
sure
what happened
that.
to it. Yeah, I know what happened to it, don't you?
Yeah, we're gonna talk
not
about it.
fully,
We're gonna talk about it. But yeah,
no.
I know what happened to it too. I just couldn't believe it.
Well, y'all tell me what
Your
happened.
famous boy behind it. Your
Huh?
famous boy. Oh, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Tori say it's a troll. A troll messing with you, Tori? Oh Lord. Tori got a troll. My baby messing with him. Now the shout lady. Who is the shout lady? It's HPW. Who is that? It's HPW. I don't know. I don't know who that is, Tori. Mm-hmm. But now, what happened? Come on now, Pap, tell me about it.
You know Wendy Williams, she was she was a DJ, right? She started out as a DJ. on the radio.
Uh-huh. Yes,
And
ma'am.
back in the day, she was hobnobbing with a whole lot of them celebrities. And
Yes,
when she
ma'am.
and pay attention, when she called Diddy out, cause she called Diddy out
Mm-hmm.
on her show,
That's
and it
right.
wasn't
Yeah.
long,
She did.
and it wasn't long after that she went down.
Hmm.
And they
Well, they said
said
that.
what they talking about now, they sent Ray J to do it.
Oh goodness.
Well, I heard that um when she was a radio talk host, was talking on the radio show. They said that, like you said, she was talking too much about Diddy, and Diddy
Yep.
told them that when he come back, she better be gone. When Diddy came back, guess what William was? Gone. She was
Yep.
out of there.
And she got on her TV show
Yes.
and called him out.
Again. Uh-huh.
I remember that.
He got her off the radio and she
Mhm.
went and got a TV show. And when she got on that TV show and she got comfortable, she called him out.
Mhm.
And it
Yep.
wasn't long after that because I was watching the episode when she fell out.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that episode that day.
Yeah,
I didn't
she
watch
had
it that day. But I
the
just,
she had the Statue of Liberty
Yep.
costume.
Yep. And she passed out.
Yeah,
And
she ain't been right since.
and it was downhill from there.
Yep. It was
and
on
who you
air.
think?
Yeah.
But TT, they saying that ain't nothing really wrong with her. They're saying that she's doing it because she's afraid of that man called DDP. That's why she doing that. What she doing?
I
So he
don't.
must be on
I
her
think
ass.
there's something. I think there's something seriously mentally gone left with Wendy because she can be incoherent at times. She can't remember a lot of things, and they did say she was a heavy drinker.
Yeah. You can
I
look at
know
it and
she
tell
was a
that
heavy.
though.
So something might have been put in her drink. I don't know, but
You can
something.
Yeah, you can look at her and tell she was a heavy drinker. You can look at her and tell.
Yeah. And then her son even had to like move away and, reestablish himself because he just couldn't deal with a lot of that.
Right. And then her husband took her through so much stuff. He was cheating on her with the woman, then bought the woman a house. Then he ended up
Now,
marrying
I
that woman.
will say that was at the peak of Wendy being like at her most coherent because she was very adamant about he made his choice. It's okay. She
Yeah.
and any divorce is gonna hurt to a woman, but she was very adamant and I'm gonna kick him in his nuts and I'm gonna make him feel this. You get what I'm saying? So the stuff
Yeah.
that they're putting out about him trying to get a hold of her money and all of this and all of that, she was very over control. She had that under control. And then all of a sudden, she's like Pap said, she was on that show that day
Yep.
in that costume and just went downhill.
Yep.
Now,
Yep.
Kevin was not bothering her. You know what I'm saying? She was very unbothered. You know what I'm saying? When it came to let him go on and he effed up. Let him go on and make his F up and leave me
Yep.
to me. That
Yep.
was her too.
Yep.
Well,
That's exactly what happened to her.
I hope she get better. But then I also heard that Diddy got some new charges on him. I just glanced at it. I didn't pay no attention to go back and reread it. But they say he got a new charge, so I don't know what it is. Do y'all know what it is?
No, ever since our last
Yeah,
live on him, I haven't heard anything recent, so I had to look it up. But
Yeah.
Go.
So I don't know. But yeah, we've been on here for a while. Yeah, let's get off here. So anything you want to say, TT, before we leave?
again, just blessings, Pep and Perp, and thank you for having me up. This was a wonderful, enlightening, educational live, especially on the political view. And everybody just do what's wise and continue to push forward. Be a blessing to each other. That's it.
All right. Anything you want to say, Pep, before we get off here?
Each one, teach one, keep your head on swivel. Everybody take care of everybody else.
Each one teacher, she killed me when she was saying that.
I know. Absolutely, Pap. That's a big one. Each one teach one.
It sure is. Most definitely, y'all. Most definitely, y'all. All right, then, shoot. As we always say, how the hell you gonna love somebody if you don't love yourself? Peace.
Peace.
Y'all better look yourself and put that water out for that mailman so they can have something to drink. And don't be so selfish and stuff. Put a little bottle of water, some peanut butter crackers out there. Put some out there for them. Good grief. All right, then, y'all. We holler.
Like a rainbow fading in the twinkling of an eye. Gone too soon.